loving you, yeah. I'll be loving you. 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 I'll be loving you.
Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
What's up, family? Man, to say that I am excited to show you this video version of our presentation, that's an understatement. I am elated to show you this video presentation of our nonprofit, the Cliffs to Clouds Leadership Foundation. I need you. We need you. We need you to be a part of this journey with us. There are families, and we have a vision of what we want to do, and there are families that we want to help. And we need you to be a part of this journey with us. So please take a minute to watch this video, take in what you've seen, and then answer the call to action at the end so that we can be a part of something really, really special, because we see something that we can do that can grow into something really, really special. So I love you. Thank you guys for taking a look at it. And thanks for being the Cloud Givers. You find out what that is.
There's stormy weather. Making leaps and bounds through advocacy. Spreading joy and awareness for all to see. There's no community without you and me. We stand on the shoulders of giants. We build each other up. We expand our networking and resources. We never give up. We stand for what is right. We never go down without a fight. The African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. I say, it takes a village to become a community. So community, please stand up. We are waiting.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first-to-market odds and lines. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Lloyd Spence. And listen, all you got to do is find your reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf, all at betonline.ag. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. So, head to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, B-L-E-A-V 50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit.
It's Bet Online. It's where the game starts. Tell them the Noisemakers sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. Put the big around the world and the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smelling out. Speaking for the people who was thrown around. Taking toast to power with a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sign that you need is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
Good times, ain't we
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
It's really not, but I don't ever get to play it no more.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, it is Tuesday. What is he doing?
I'm playing the hump day thing because I don't get to ever play it on hump day no more.
Okay.
We'd be busy. I mean, we'd be doing other shows and stuff.
Okay.
I guess I could play it on a Wednesday if I wanted to, but I didn't. But anyway.
You can play it before the 5.
I could, but I don't.
Okay.
I should though. All right. I got a nasty text message. Yes, not nasty, but it was a strongly worded text message yesterday.
Strong.
Well, yeah, because we started the show and I forgot to bring White Organist on to play, and if he don't play, he don't get paid.
Oh.
So he was like, Mr. Lloyd, what did you do? What did I do wrong? And I was like, well, you ain't do nothing wrong. He was like, well, you ain't called me on to play. And I missed my money yesterday. You know, I got these twins. Please don't make that mistake again. And I was like, you're right. He was right. I couldn't really argue with him about that because I know it's not Hump Day Al Brown. I know that.
Oh, my God.
Geez. I mean, you know. And where are you at? That's the real question. That's the real.
You know, he be like the honeycomb hideout in the chat.
I know, right? Okay, so let me get him on real quick before I get fussed out again because I don't need no more problems. What am I doing? Where's he at? Did he send his stuff in? Well, hold on. Now I got to take this call. Mama Noise, talk amongst yourselves.
Wow. And see what could be happening right now, noisemakers, is that White Organist is rebelling, and he is supposed to be able to pipe in his organ solo at this moment, but he has not done it yet. And so it comes as no surprise that he got the hot text message that he was disappointed, and the fact that we don't have it on quite yet. He might be like, you know what? I know how to fix you. You don't want to bring my, you don't want to give my opportunity. You trying to keep from having a brother, not a brother, but you know what I'm saying. Getting his solo in, then you know what? When you look for me tomorrow, I won't be there. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm sure that Mr. Noise is going to be right back with us in just a second.
Did you panic?
Huh?
Are you panicking?
No, I said it's probably White Organist on the other line saying he ain't coming because
no, it wasn't White Organist. It was my auntie. White Organist is ready.
Okay, I ain't know because you know.
No, he's ready. He's ready. Let me get him on.
Okay.
I know he's gonna give me a nasty thing if I don't. He was upset yesterday.
Mm.
Okay. White Organist, first of all, let me apologize to Mike. They got put a little more paint on. But nevertheless, welcome everybody to Talkin NOIZ. We're gonna have a really good time tonight. Please grab your church fans and excited on both as we prepare our hearts and minds for a powerful episode of Talkin NOIZ. Amen. I don't want to smoke. I feel like talking to White Organist is being a little aggressive tonight. Yeah, see, that's loud. White Organist thing I do all right. It's also counts. Oh, you still start singing?
No, you know where all this is coming from, right?
I do. That's enough. I thank you, Valerie. Thank you.
See, you bought the black dude in. So now he feel like he got to do the
That was
most.
a month ago, Mama Noise.
But he feel like, at any minute you could like replace him.
Well, I didn't lower his value. I just said he wasn't here. He was out with his friends.
And you mysteriously didn't call him yesterday.
Well,
then you be bringing in the black dude for the sub.
You know what? That sounds like you starting trouble more so than he is.
I'm just trying to say what he ain't gonna
say.
What
are you trying to say? It sounds like you starting trouble.
It's probably what his wife is saying at home.
That could be true. Because formula is expensive and so are diapers. So you got to pay for that. They don't just get that.
There was a formula shortage. So you better hope she's breastfeeding.
I don't have to hope for anything. I don't have to pay for none of that.
Well, I'm saying, you're not helping the cause.
What do you mean? He got a job because of me.
Yeah, but when you don't call, he ain't got no money.
Well, again, not really my problem. Whatever. He got to play his play tonight, so I ain't even, whatever.
Okay.
It was just an honest mistake last time, so it happens. It, not the first time, probably won't be the last time. Some nights I might not need you. How about that?
Oh, now you want to get feisty because you got the black
dude. I'm saying he ain't got to get loud tonight. He got kind of loud and then started singing.
No.
Sometimes I don't mind you singing. Some nights I don't mind you singing, but tonight I had other stuff playing and you're just gonna start singing like all willy-nilly.
Well, but see, you got the black dude on speed dialers while you be trying to.
Thank you, Al. I agree with you. You start a strip club, you might have some extra money for formula.
Wow.
He got me in my feelings a little bit today. I'm feeling a way about him.
I can see.
He just started singing. If he hadn't just started singing like that, and while he sounded decent, you just hold on. I'll let you know when I want a song.
Oh my gosh! Listen,
I ain't asking no song tonight.
Today.
Calm down. All right. We got a good show for y'all tonight. We're going to get into some good discussion. I'm not sure where the fellas are tonight yet, but I'm sure they're on their way.
Well, that's because the Zetas are always on time.
You know what?
What you want to say? You want to say where the bros at?
Anyway, what I was about to say was we do have a special guest that joined us tonight. Mama Noise got to get some act right. You're only feeling froggy because somebody's here to join you tonight. The lovely Yvonne Smith is here with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Sorors. Hey, Frat.
Hello, Yvonne. How are you? I'm speaking to you. I'm Mama Noise. I'm going to put on the same list with white organists here.
Are you okay? Are you salty? What's the matter? What's the matter?
I am salty. I am very salty because he didn't have to start singing. If he just played like I told him to play, we'd been fine. But he gonna start singing, talking about everybody join in. Did nobody tell you to tell nobody to join in?
Oh, woo woo woo,
down, sir.
Woo woo
woo. Today.
Here.
I'm just saying, bro. Calm down. I'll let you know.
Hug? You want a hug? Here. Woo woo woo.
Yvonne, you gonna get on the list too now.
I mean, I was gonna say like Teddy Pendergrass. I think you better let it go.
Gonna be a lot of people on this list. Y'all keep knocking off.
What is listen? It's only Tuesday.
Y'all doing the most tonight.
It's only Tuesday. It's not even hump day. It's already Tuesday. Chill out. Relax.
It's gonna be a long list. Is all I'm saying.
Oh,
just breathe. Just breathe. You're gonna be all right. I promise you. It's first of all, it's too hot. It's too hot to be upset. Come on now.
True. That's true.
Not here in Arkansas. It's cooled off in Arkansas. We got some rain, so we good.
Still
Texas
hot.
They got some rain.
I heard Texas got some rain too.
Everybody got some rain. Don't mean it's not hot. It's still hot.
True. It did pick back up.
It's still the summer. It's still summer.
Well, it's not hot here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The rain cooled it off.
What's not hot there? Because your hot and my hot are two different things. I'm up north. So what is your hot?
It's 82 degrees.
Oh,
what's the
okay.
humidity though?
Ah,
Y'all
and
trying
that's
to, it's not hot. This
You know,
it's not hot. It's not hot. It's not even
not
close to hot.
humid.
It's not humid. It's not hot. It's wonderful.
Oh,
The
okay.
best is we getting good weather here.
Okay.
We're gonna take it.
well,
Okay,
yes,
well,
take what you can get.
We're gonna take what we can get.
Mm.
Yep.
So
How you been doing, Yvonne?
doing good, getting ready for the semester to begin, getting ready for students to come back to classes. God help us.
Are you teaching this year?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I was.
No. My teaching days are OVA. I'm done. I'm over that. No, but I work dealing with advisement. So we got students coming back, and pray for us.
Yeah. We're praying for everybody. You know, it's a wild world out there.
Mhm.
We just gotta pray it all comes together.
Oh yeah, Mr. Noise used to be with in student development down in advising, and
See, yeah.
I know
So
it well.
you know my pain, frat.
I know your pain. I know your pain very well. There was something I was gonna start the show off. It was I was gonna say happy trails to Serena.
Yeah, that was emotional.
Yeah.
Seeing her say goodbye, reading her her little post and saying goodbye. But you know what? She well deserved. Shoot, she
No
got nothing
doubt.
else to prove. She got
Well,
nothing else to
No,
prove.
she doesn't. She doesn't. And I kind of you can kind of see it coming because she loves her baby. I tell you, she loves her baby, and so
oh yeah,
I can understand. Listen, you're a brand new mama. You're missing the best years of her life.
yeah.
Because we're gonna talk about it more on the 5 tomorrow. But she's missing the best years of her life, and why? For what? Just to get one more win to say that you're the greatest. Well, I got news for you. You're already the greatest.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody would argue that you're the greatest tennis player ever played.
No.
So
No.
I don't think there's anything she needs to do to get our attention any more than what she's already done.
No.
So
I thought I heard her say that. I thought I heard them say she wanted to have another child or something as well.
I mean, she does. She does. And you know, look, her body. First of all, she looks great. I never known her not. She's always had that beautiful curvy physique, and made no apologies about it. You know, but you know, as we get older, you know, especially after the past few years that we've been dealing with COVID, we know time waits for nobody, and tomorrow's not promised. So, again, I'm happy for her. It was emotional for me to read that though, because I'm like, she's part of our era, and I'm like, you know, when Arthur Ashe was doing his thing, you know, that was like our parents' age, but you know, we grew up watching Serena and Venus Williams in this sport that's always been predominantly white. So the fact that she's retiring at this stage, I was like, for those who, you know, were like that with basketball, with Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, when he did his retirement and everybody was emotional about that. That's how I feel about Serena, because here's this beautiful Black woman who went through so much hell in the sport. Her and her sister and her daddy, everybody gave them hell for being in a sport that they felt they had no business being there, and crushed it. And so for us to see that, and she's walking away on top, she's not in no scandal, she's not addicted to no painkillers, she's not on no crutches or anything. She's like walking off, dropping the tennis racket, like, boop, I'm out, deuces, that way. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's good. I will respectfully save a lot of my wonderful comments for tomorrow's show, but she is. I'm very proud that I've had the opportunity to live in the era with arguably the greatest to ever do it. So that's real talk. So yeah, we got that going on, and folks are gearing up for another run back in school, and I don't know what else is going on, Mom. Knows anything else going on?
I know we moving on from Serena because you're gonna talk about her tomorrow, but I have to say one thing. I start following her on Twitter. I'm not a big tennis watcher, but I appreciate her so much because we have not had. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to word this, but I have always been a woman who had thick thighs, and when you have thick thighs, you're just like, okay, wow. All of my walking and stuff like that does nothing to decrease my thick thighs. And then I got married and then had children, and now my daughters have the same blessing. But when I can tell them, look at Serena Williams and look how beautiful she is, look at her thick thighs, and look how, she has just triumphed, and she's just such an amazing athlete. I just want to thank her for not, because sometimes we can get into a certain profession and then we talk negative about something that you don't feel positive about. And I think that she has always wore the type of clothing and stuff that says, I'm proud of my body. And I got hips. I got backside. I got thighs and stuff. And she has not tried to, you know what I'm saying? Soror, somebody
she embraced it.
Yeah, she embraced it. And
she embraced it.
Cause sometimes we can get to talking about, well, I'll be all right if I just, if I, get my nose, decrease my nose a little bit, or if I get my lips down a little bit, or let me just take some of these thighs off. Yeah. We will, as women, tend to
cut ourselves apart to fit in the stereotype that does not mean for everybody to fit in. Absolutely. And we have got to continue to move away from that mindset, because there are people in different ethnicities who are trying to get what we have with the butts and the thighs and the lips, and whether they're injecting them the cement or the plastic or the water balloons or whatever, they're trying to get what we have. And here's this beautiful woman that's like, and I'm athletic and I'm competitive, and look, thick thighs save lives. I appreciate her for showing that thick thighs can save lives, and that's all I'm about to say on that.
Amen. Thank you, so I appreciate you helping me. We can't hear you, Spence.
You muted yourself on purpose. We didn't hear you. What did you say?
I think her husband would agree, because he definitely snatched her up, put a ring on it.
He sure did. And for those who did, those who missed out.
I mean, don't even we that right there.
I mean, I ain't gonna say no names like Drake or Common, but I'm just saying.
Right. Those very same brethren that had an opportunity and want to play the game instead of coming on in and saying, you know what, she's wife material.
I wonder. Well, how did they miss out? How did they blow that play?
They didn't want. They didn't.
Right.
Listen. She is an alpha female. Let's be clear about that. She is a force to reckon with, and some men who have this perception, and this is just my opinion, some men who have this misperception of the fact that they have to be here while the woman has to be down here, it don't work like that. I mean, for anybody who watched the movie or even read the books of Richard and how his girl, what he had to go through to get his girls to think like that, of course she's going to think on that level. She was in the sports of tennis of white people. And they had to go in that mindset. I'm like, yeah, that's where they are. They're up. They're not even here. They're above us. So you had to aim high too.
So you think that the guys probably felt like they weren't on her level enough, or they feel like they would have to be like the first man, the first gentleman, like the VP?
I think a lot of it has to do with how they were raised. But again, Richard Williams did not raise his girls to be submissive. He raised them to be dominant. And because they were in the sport.
I don't think that's true at all.
You don't think he raises true in the sport? You don't think that competitiveness?
No, I think what we're confusing submissiveness with passiveness. What they are not is passive. They're not going to just sit and let you.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, but that's not submissive. Submissive doesn't mean that you just do what I say. Submissive just means that you have the ability to allow someone to maybe take a certain leadership role or responsibility role in the marriage, then you take other responsibility roles. It doesn't mean I know a lot of women think that submissiveness is this docile, quiet, whatever, the woman from Coming to America, whatever you like, and that's not what it is. Real submissiveness knows how to be strong in both strong when needed to be strong at the same time, be verbal, but also know when how to kind of pull back and say, okay, I'm gonna let him take the lead on this and figure it out.
Okay. Well, then if that's the case, then if we're going based off what you're saying as far as passive and submissive, in terms of how it's looked upon, especially us as women, who they tend to throw that terminology with us.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I do not think that the guys who were dating Serena at that time was able to. I just don't think they were able to handle.
Let's just call it what it is. They were chumps.
Okay.
I mean, I can't give these dudes a pass. Like, I don't understand. If Serena is not what you're looking for in a black woman, then dare I say, sir, you don't want a black woman, or especially not a strong one, because that's a strong black woman. She ain't no chump. She's not gonna She's not gonna lay down and just whatever you like, and she ain't gotta be flued out. She ain't gotta. She's
once
a real.
Her daddy didn't raise her to be. Didn't raise his daughters to be.
But these guys they're not guys that want to settle down, in my opinion. They all out here just doing whatever they're grown enough to do, whoever let them do whatever, and they just gonna keep, like Common, who just is like a what is it called? Somebody is serial dater or something. He just wants to go from person to person. He ain't found somebody he wants to settle down.
Again, honestly, my humble opinion, I think that Common, he ain't never been the same since he got with Erykah Badu. and that relationship ended. He ain't never been the same.
Yeah. I seriously think Common is.
I think Common's a whole different conversation. But
yeah.
We'll get into that here in just a minute. But he's just, that dude is different. But anyway, I do want to show a couple of things before we get into or as we get into our discussion tonight, because our Talk That Tuesday topic is have the rules of relationships changed, or have we changed the relationship rules? And there's so many different aspects to this conversation. So I can only imagine what's about to take place in this conversation here tonight.
What?
But nevertheless, do what?
I said a conversation. We're gonna talk.
Well, yeah, we are gonna talk. Not sure why you pointed that out, but okay. I want to show a couple of videos real quick that may be interesting to the context of what we are discussing here tonight. So this one was slightly disturbing, and you will probably be disturbed at the silliness, but yet it does highlight some of what we have been discussing.
What am I getting into?
Right.
Well, you getting into the show. That's what we doing here. Let me get the video queued up here.
There's a video. I was ready for there's video with this. Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, it's gonna give you the.
I'm gonna do a boyfriend haul. So this is the one that I have. I met him in 2014, but he wasn't on the market yet. So in 2016, he was on the market, and I decided to see if it was a good investment for me. However, the timing wasn't really right. So it wasn't until the beginning of 2018 that I purchased this one. I don't know the exact month or day that I purchased this one, but it was in the beginning of 2018. One thing that I love about this one is he can literally do anything, fix anything. If he doesn't know how to do something, he will learn that day. And I mean, look at him. But one bad thing, one con about this model is he's taking a little bit longer than usual to upgrade to fiance mode. So hopefully soon we'll upgrade to fiance mode, but until then, this is my boyfriend haul.
I like to call that video, if I didn't hear that was a person. Because I don't think
she purchased him.
That is what she said, but in her head, she didn't hear none of that. She didn't hear any of what was being said in her mind.
She purchased a black man.
That's what she said.
Wow.
And they really thought that video was hilarious. They in their minds, we're gonna make this TikTok and it's gonna be funny. They didn't see themselves, they didn't hear it, they didn't see the imagery. And by the way, people are lighting her up on social media right now. Lighting her up. And it was probably an innocent mistake. But it does speak to the volume of tone deafness that is currently in relationships right now. As Kyrie comes through the door, what's going on, Kyrie, aka Mr. Uncork Wine, aka Mr. Ron Nolan?
I finally got freed. I got my papers. I got my papers for 24 hours.
Congratulations, man. It's good to see
18 hours. 18 hours.
Congratulations, brother. So that was one of the videos that is out there.
I didn't know we was being sold again. Did something change? When did we get back? When did we get back on the market? I thought we was off the market for a while, wasn't we?
I also thought as much, but I think she just didn't see it. She didn't see it. She didn't hear it.
So you put Jordans on them. Does he upgrade if he got Jordans on? No. Coming in too hot? Came in look too hot?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing
good. So if he got a job, he's a deluxe model. Is that?
Oh man. The deluxe.
Well, she said he can fix anything and he can learn anything. Like he's some type of wind-up toy.
So what did Kevin say? Saying he was calling him high value man. So if he's a six-figure brother, he's really a deluxe model.
6 figures. He's the perfect catch.
I think I'm traumatized right now. Give me that. Wow.
I don't know. Well, again, that's part of where we are.
That's where they are.
Yeah.
Let's be clear, because I don't know who I'm more pissed at, her or him.
Facts.
I'm more pissed at him, I think, than her. And the fact that he's just up there like he's Sambone, I don't know.
Well, he was supporting his woman and he loves her.
No, that's not support. That's
not your version of support.
What? How was that support?
That might be their version. Again, I don't think they heard it. I think if they would have known and seen and understood how really bad that looked and sounded, they wouldn't have knew. They wouldn't have known.
They knew. They just chose to. They just chose to thought like, why don't we make this? I
don't believe those two kids knew that.
That's a load of crap. That's BS. They knew. all that stuff that's out there in TikTok world and social media, and everything's in the palm of people's hands and access to. You ain't gotta wait till February to watch Eyes on the Prize and Black and Roots and everything. All that stuff going on, Dane. No, they know. They thought they were being funny.
But that's the point we're making. They thought they were being funny. They didn't know. They didn't know how non-funny it was. I don't think they even think listen. One thing about interracial couples, they know that they're going to face the vitriol of a society that is not all on board. But I don't know if they always know, especially this new generation, because this new generation, they don't view interracial relationships the same way that we do. They just blending all over the place. They don't care.
Right. They don't. Right.
So they don't understand the historical aspect of what it looks like and what it sounds like all the time. So that video does highlight a difference in the rules because the rules have changed. It's not the same. Like
there's no question that the rules have not changed. It definitely changes, evolved as it should be. But to that degree, to where you
is that part of the rules?
Oh, it's absolutely part of the rules.
What?
As Cuz comes
what
in,
rules?
Let me acknowledge Cuz before you ladies continue to go off. We got to find some space in here to say hello to Cuz. Cuz, how you doing, sir? It's good to see you.
Top of the evening to you, sir.
All right. Did you get to see the video at all or no?
Right. Did he see the video?
No.
Please watch. I really want to hear his opinion because I thought he was sitting there. He was processing it like me. Please show the video to let him see it because I really want to hear from him as perspective.
Yvonne is very excited to be here tonight. Just to let you know.
I am. I enjoy y'all's conversation, but I like Cuz's point of view. He be on it, so I want to see his.
See, you can't come in like that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I do. It's a different perspective. I do like it. I do like how he breaks things down.
Don't make us mute you now. Okay.
This is boyfriend haul. So this is the one that I have. I met him in 2014, but he wasn't on the market yet. So in 2016, he was on the market. And I decided to see if it was a good investment for me. However, the timing wasn't really right. So it wasn't until the beginning of 2018 that I purchased this one. I don't know the exact month or day that I purchased this one, but it was in the beginning of 2018. One thing that I love about this one is he can literally do anything, fix anything. If he doesn't know how to do something, he will learn that day. And I mean, look at him. But one con about this model is he's taking a little bit longer than usual to upgrade to fiance mode. So hopefully soon we'll upgrade to fiance mode. But until then, this is my boyfriend haul.
At least that nigga consistent. He ain't married yet. He ain't taking the time.
Now, before you come in, I do want to put up Al's comment because I like what he said. He said, in this culture, it is more acceptable to sell your soul for likes and shares. And I agree with that. I just don't know if that's what this is.
They put it on TikTok, right?
They did.
Likes and share.
Lloyd, she started laughing when she said the word "I purchased."
Right.
She started laughing. So she knew what she was saying was wrong. That's why.
Thank you.
I think she knew what she was saying was. So it was meant to be funny and wrong, but not. I don't think she fully understood the depth of how wrong it was. I think you can be wrong and not understand just how wrong you are.
I liken it to when they show up to a corporate party with black skin and say they pretending to be rappers.
Who did that?
That type of stuff has happened all the time, where they just like somebody in some corporate office showed up at the Halloween party trying to be a rapper or trying to be somebody, a black celebrity, and paint their face black or brown or whatever. Yeah, and so they show up like that. Then all of a sudden somebody goes, I can't believe it, and try to cancel them, but yet they continue this type of stuff. So
that's why I don't go to corporate.
Really, nobody's getting the message, but
that's why I don't go to corporate events. I see. Thank you for reminding me why I don't go.
Listen.
Well, cuz you've seen the video, what are your thoughts?
Well, I've said on this here show many of times that what works for your relationship doesn't necessarily work for the community. That was filed to the community.
Right.
We are responsible for that which we do in our relationships that affect the community. That's why ninjas got to stop fucking over our females the way that we do.
Oh my!
That's something between you and her. Most people view that as something between you and her, but it's actually having an impact on the community. Well,
See, I'm glad he's gone.
That statement that she made, we are offended as a people, and he may be okay with it. She may just consider it a joke, or he may consider it a joke. But the impact that you have by standing up there like you were on an auction block.
Facts.
Thank you.
It did look like a slave block.
All erect and naked, half naked, and standing up there, straight
like a stud. Like a stud.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That couldn't be perceived as anything else other than this white woman got this nigga.
She said she purchased him.
She purchased him.
That was filed on so many levels. But like
Jay, when she said,
like I said, equally though, we do enough foul shit in all of our relationships. But we don't understand the impact that it has outside of the home.
But that goes to why what we're talking about today on this show. In their generation, I guarantee you, many of their generation, they didn't get the message. That is not uncommon. The interracial blending and blurring of all the lines and y'all take it too serious and they don't see nothing wrong with that. It's us, it's you old fogies that don't understand and y'all don't get it, and it's not like that anymore.
That's trauma. We're not that too far removed from that. We aren't. That's trauma right there.
No, we aren't that far removed.
That's what I'm saying. We are not that far removed from that. That's trauma. That's why I said that's traumatizing me. I'm like, really?
I got you. But in their minds, they are that far removed from that. In their minds, they're like, that's old people stuff. You gotta remember, both those kids were probably born in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But True. I'm gonna say this because
I'm not defending them because I agree they're wrong as hell. But I'm helping us to understand how the rules have changed, and this is a good place to start that conversation.
Mr. Noise, if you're born in 1990, you're how old?
Probably in your 20s.
No.
What?
32. You're 32.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you are in the 90s, people. If
he said 1990. You said 1990, right, cuz?
He said 1990.
1990, you'd be 32.
32. Okay. All right. Everybody settle down. We just
I didn't hear
what you said. Calm down.
You make Kentucky look bad, bro. You make Kentucky look bad.
just in here.
That's that old math. That you try to get that new math. That's that old math.
Jackson, Mississippi math you out today.
No, it's just I didn't hear what he said. I thought he said in the 90s.
Oh my God.
Y'all just calm down.
So I can't give them a pass.
Thank you.
If you're born in the 1990s. Because who's dying in the streets of America? Our 20s and our 30-year-olds, black boys.
Mm-hmm.
That Negro know racism. There is no way he does not. Hell, my 16-year-old, I'm sorry, she's 17. She might have cussed me out. I should have heard me say that. My 17-year-old daughter knows racism. And I was the old man that used to teach her about it when she was little. I said, baby, now you got to understand X. You got to understand Y. No, Daddy, it ain't that way. It ain't that. No, baby, listen to me now. I'm teaching you. And the older she's gotten, the more she's come back to me and say, Daddy, you was right. Well, no shit.
See, because I will push back on you a little bit.
You can't give
push back in a little bit saying that the 32-year-old knows racism.
Oh, yeah, he knows it.
I don't think they do.
That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. They don't know it. They don't know it like we know it. They don't have the same relationship.
But it still exists. Y'all make you two make it seem like y'all saying racism don't exist by you saying they don't know it. How do they not know?
No.
That's not what we're saying at all.
I said they don't know. I said they don't know because a lot of them don't want to realize or don't understand or want to understand that racism is out there because there's a ton of people that's telling them every day racism doesn't exist.
They don't view it in the same. No, because you got to understand, because we have been around these young people for years, and I'm telling you, they don't view it in the same capacity that we do. They don't see it that it's not impossible. I'm telling you, they totally not impossible. Especially the ones that grow up in the suburbs. I'm telling you, they don't see it like that.
Whoa! I grew up in the suburbs. You can't say that.
We're not talking about your generation, Yvonne. We're talking about younger than that. How old are you, Yvonne?
Older than the night I was born in the 70s.
There it is. That's the point we're talking about. We're not talking about you. You don't fit in that part of the conversation.
Never asked a black woman her age. You know
better. I actually proved my point, and she proved it for me. She's like, "Well, I'm older." Exactly. You do see it because you've seen it.
I'm not just saying that I've seen it, but I mean, trust me, the racism, whether it be subtle or not, is very much in the suburbs too.
It's there.
It is very much there.
We're saying racism exists. We saying racism is out there. We say we see it. What we're saying is a lot of your younger generation don't see racism the same way we see racism.
Mr. Ron, co-pastor.
Co-pastor.
Why then, every time a cop shoots a young black, and he's in his 20s, majority, every time they shoot young black men in the streets, we march. Are we marching because we agree or we know racism exists?
You want my
answer? To march?
You want my answer?
Listen. They have marches here too. Yes, they do. Listen. The woke generation. That's a whole movement of young people that's saying racism still exists. So what are you guys talking about?
The woke movement is exactly what we call it, a movement. It goes and it stops.
Wow.
It's still identifying racism as the problem.
No, they're identifying an injustice. If you listen to what they say and you listen to them talk, they identify an injustice more than they identify a racism.
Mm-hmm.
They have a very different skewed version of what racism is. It's not the same.
Their injustice towards me is because of the color of my hair or the color of my skin.
No, they see that guy as racist, the guy who committed the crime. They don't see or understand the depth of systems and families like that, and it's evidence in how they. I'm telling you, it is evidence in how they date. And they listen. There are so many interracial couples in the suburbs. They're everywhere. It's like they're coming through the walls. The blend is on.
Dating someone doesn't mean that you're not a racist. That just means you want some poo-poo and some dick. That doesn't mean he's not a racist.
You're missing the point. You think Ron and I are disagreeing with you. We're not. I'm telling you that we know that there's racism. We know that the very families that they're going to stick their feet under the table probably don't want them there in the first place. But those families will allow them to be there because you live in the neighborhood with my child, so you're probably not one of those type of black kids or those type of Hispanic kids. So there's these blendings and blurring of the lines to where they don't see it the same way. It's not the same kind of racism.
Okay, let me just say this. I would agree I agree with you to a point, because no, they do not. The generation after us, millennials and Gen Zs, do not see racism the same way as Gen X's have. No, same way that we didn't see racism like our parents who are baby boomers and silent generations. I will agree with you on that, and that's understandable because we are evolving. But at the same time, you can't sit there and tell me that young man, whether he's in his 20s or early 30s, has not been through some type of experience that involved racism in this country. You cannot sit there and tell me that. I don't believe that. And for him to be Sam Bowen there just smiling and cheesing like he really on that block there, and she like, I purchased him. She making she might as well have paid her face black.
Yvonne, you just answered your own question. The fact that he was Sam Bowen in that video to where is probably the reason why he hasn't experienced it the same way. He don't know it like we know it. Listen, we know racism. We understand that everything about that video, hell, everything probably about their whole entire relationship is racist. Probably.
He knows that he's making a decision not to. He don't care.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to help y'all understand. They don't see it the same way. They see it as, we're overly sensitive. It's the fact that he would make a joke about that. The fact that he would participate in a joking manner in that way lets you know that his view on it is not the same. We are not the same when it comes to that view.
It does not. It does not. It speaks to his ignorance, and
that's what we're saying the same thing.
No, listen. Most men would do whatever they have to do to keep their poo-poo on the regular. Most men will sell out their mama if their poo-poo is talking to them right.
But wait, cuz would you really say it's ignorance, or he's just being stupid?
He's a stupid. He's an ignorant.
But no, because ignorance means you don't know. I think he knows. He's just choosing to get, like you said, to keep his kitty together. That's all.
I agree.
Nobody in our generation would have been in that video.
I disagree.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe anybody in our generation would have been in that video. Not just to get some ass. No, sir.
What do you think Clarence Thomas is doing?
Well, that's
First of all, what you're not going to do is put all black men and Clarence Thomas in the same sentence.
You said nobody.
Right. Always one.
So are you about to pull out the all card?
Thomas is not our.
I don't know how Clarence Thomas got that.
Clarence, right?
Yeah, he ain't even our generation. He's not
our generation. Isn't he the silent generation? Ain't he like 108? I don't know.
He's even closer to the racism than what we were. So please.
Yes. Yeah.
Which explains how ignorant his ass really
He's the
is.
Uncle Tom.
Okay. Can we agree that most real black men won't be in that video?
Yes, I can agree with that.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I think these younger kids, but that's what I'm saying. These younger kids, and the reason why I wanted to start here is because I think that video is indicative of how the relationship lines have dramatically changed over these past 20 years. They are different. I mean, let me just say this, and I'm switching the subject a little bit, but still on the same subject. When online dating started, I thought that was the strangest, most bizarre thing I'd ever heard of in my life. I'm saying you meet somebody on the internet and then you want to go out with them and start a relationship with? That's crazy to me. And people were getting married in 2 or 3 months and stuff. I thought that was crazy. And I'll be honest with you, there's still a weirdness to me about it because to me, there's a disconnect to speak to someone in characters as opposed to actually looking them in their eye and getting a sense of who they are. But yet, that's where we are. So that's what I'm saying. My connection to it is that the way that they build relationships right now are so different that they ignore some of the more traditional societal norms that we've used to evaluate. And now I don't know how they make these selections anymore.
They don't. They let a computer make them for them.
Mr.
They
Noah,
don't.
I'm gonna say this one more again.
Go ahead.
Your black ass ain't 30 years old in these United States of America, and you've never experienced racism. Now, you may have turned a blind eye to it. You may have ignored it. But it's impossible as a black man.
If you turn a blind eye to it, that's not experiencing.
Hold on. I'm not even talking about a Mama Noah's. They're so bright you're damn near white. I ain't talking about them kind.
What just happened?
I'm talking about an old dark ass nigga.
Wait a minute.
There ain't nowhere in the hell you 32 years old.
Wait a minute, Mississippi Mud. You ain't finna say nothing about Mama Noise over here and think you gonna skip over there and make your point.
But you just made my point for me. If he chose to ignore the racism that was staring him in the face, we are not the same, sir.
Well,
you are not experiencing racism.
Technically, she was holding on to him, but I digress. Look, at the end of the day, I agree with. Look, a stiff dick, wet pussy has no conscience. The end. Move on.
Oh, where? Who?
What?
Did you say a wet pussy has no conscience?
I said a stiff dick and wet pussy has no conscience. That's exactly what I said. I learned. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know if a stiff
dick because that's in regards to what Cuz was saying about him being in that video.
Azaria muted and modified.
Being together, he's going to do whatever he can to still keep it going. She's going to do whatever she can to still get it. And so they're thinking with the wrong parts of their bodies to make such a video of TikTok with not using their mind. I said what I said.
I think this has nothing to. That had nothing to do with sex. That has nothing to do with sex. This is a young cat. It's a young cat who's dating a white chick, period. Ain't got nothing to do with the fact he's knocking them boots.
You think he loves her? You think he loves her?
Black dudes can't love white women.
He don't even love him. Listen, he don't even love himself. Don't do that.
It's either love or it's good sex. But whatever it is.
So we can't say that he doesn't love her. We can't say that he doesn't love her.
He don't even love himself to be in that video.
But we're making an assumption that this guy doesn't like the fact that he's with a white woman.
I don't think it's an assumption that he doesn't like. No, I'm not saying that. What I said is what I said. I personally don't think he likes himself because if he did, he would have never made such a stupid ass video like that.
You also assume that he's not a dumbass.
Well, but I don't think the white part is relevant in my opinion. The part is the fact that he stood there and let this woman say that she purchased him. Like he ain't nothing but a piece of meat.
Well,
no, he was.
Let me say this, Mama Noise.
We do understand this is a TikTok video.
But for so many of us that have low self-esteem as black men, the white woman is the prize. So you might not love her, but you feel like you have arrived once you got you a white woman. And then he had a nice looking white woman, an in-shape white woman. Oh, he's riding high.
Well, she did say she wanted him to get to fiance status.
So I'm gonna ask the question.
We talked about this. Hold on. Go ahead. We talked about this months and months ago. suburban black boys are marrying more white women.
Yeah. So.
And they actually love these white women.
Okay. Yeah.
There's brothers I know to this day that date nothing but white women and love them.
Okay. Yeah.
So how are you just gonna make the assumption that he doesn't love this white woman?
I never said that he didn't love her. I just said I don't think he loved himself to where he was in that. That's what I said. I said I don't think he loved himself because he ended up being in a video like that. That's what I said. I didn't say nothing about him not loving that girl. I didn't say nothing. That I said I don't think he loved himself, because if he really truly loved himself, he would have never been like, "Look, this is not a good idea." And maybe I'll kiki and haha behind closed doors, but to put that out there and knowing how social media is, which is my question, because you guys, I don't know, you guys found this on TikTok. I'm not. What was the responses?
Oh,
it wasn't good.
Hold on. Cuz is giving us the bat signal. Go ahead, Cuz.
Let me say this about that love part. You're correct, Ron. We don't know if he loves her. But if he loves her, he would have protected her from embarrassing herself like that to the whole world.
True.
Only if he recognized that it would be you. You got okay. Are you gonna listen? We listen to your Mississippi ass. You need to listen as well. Only if he understood the depth of the situation himself. That's what I'm trying to explain to both you ninjas. I don't think either one of them understood just
that nigga had on dreads.
What the hell does that mean? Because he got no
what does that have to do with anything?
What's that got to do?
He's
Because he
not
got
aware of who he is and who she is.
No, we're not talking about being aware of who he is or what he is. We're talking about being aware of what the circumstances are. What I'm telling you, they don't look at it the very same way. That's
well, why don't we bring them on the show and ask them?
No, gosh.
Well, I don't have no problem bringing them on the show. We can get them on the show. I'd love to have them on the show.
He wasn't no Carlton kind of Negro. He was a straight man.
That's facts.
He was
He's Carlton or not?
Stereotype, but he might have been straight Carlton.
You said it's not Carlton.
He might be able to do the Carlton dance right now.
No, he wasn't.
That was not a Carlton. That brother looked like a Raheem. That was not a Carlton.
Just because he looked like a Raheem don't mean he was a Raheem.
Sure doesn't.
Y'all drawing a lot of conclusions to this one.
Man.
So because he got dreads, he's hood.
Yeah, because he got dreads, he's hood.
No, that's definitely not true. Because I work at
you and Cuz are part of the problem.
Just with who he is, I'm saying he knows he's black.
Oh, yeah.
He knows
that was never in question. What I don't think he understood is what his blackness meant next to her whiteness in what they presented to society. That's the part that we're saying.
She said he can learn stuff too if you just show him a video.
Like a good boy.
He shook his head, shaking and agreeing because he doesn't understand.
And he knows how to fix stuff too.
He was a step and fetch it kind of brother. He's a step and fetch it.
I just can't.
Listen, we heard that. We saw that on the screen. We caught all of that. That ninja didn't see none of that shit. He in his mind, he's standing next to
okay, so
I do know that. You know how I know that?
So
he stood in that screen and was like
smiling and laughing.
Yes, Sambo. So let me ask you this.
I do know that.
So let me ask you this. Do you think after all of the comments that you guys saw on there or whatever, do you think he knows now?
Oh yeah. Have you gotten an update on what the findings are?
I have not gotten an update as to what I know the vitriol that people are trying to put on.
I can only imagine.
But I don't know what his feelings or her feelings are toward what took place.
So here's how you answer that question: is the video still up?
Yeah, it's still up.
Therefore, they don't understand what the hell they did because that video is still up.
Well,
I don't know what TikTok policy is.
If you thought this stuff was wrong, you can immediately take that video down.
I tell you this much. We're going to find out if he really loves her or not, because he's going to have to really fight for this. Because they didn't step
Oh, yeah. Now, listen. They're going to get a test of their true love. Because this is going to be a tough one to come back from. Because you know his boys is gonna be like, damn dog, you let that happen.
No, the boys he ain't gotta worry about. It's the sister. He's gonna be like,
his mama.
His mama. They're the one. The women. We as well. That's the ones he's got to worry about.
He ain't worried about them black women.
He ain't worried about the black women.
Mama knows. I don't think his mama matters because that's the heifer that raised him that didn't teach him nothing about his own blackness.
What the what?
I ain't gonna say that now. You assume
I ain't gonna say that
either.
I'm not agreeing with that either.
He a grown man and he ain't in tune with his history.
There are grown men that are in tune with their history.
How? Wait a minute. Wait. Who's to sit there and say that his mama is even present? His mother may not be alive. It may have been his daddy.
She might not.
May have been his daddy.
But there are a lot of mamas who teach these boys exactly what they supposed to know. Now, then when they get grown and start smelling themselves, then they be like, I know what mama said, but now let me get over here to passive Polly and just sit up there and let me do whatever I mean.
Why you rolling?
Okay, so wait, but he brought up a good point. And now I'm going to ask this question: can a black woman, and that's still in relationship, can a black woman teach a black man about racism?
History? Yes.
Can a black woman teach a black man about racism?
Can about racism, what it means about racism in America for a black guy? Can we do that? Do you guys feel that we as women can teach young black men about racism?
Yes. Why does the gender matter of who teaches racism?
Because as we mentioned earlier, that we are having so many of our young black men who unfortunately are being gunned down left and right, and that it's happening way too much. I don't hear, not to say it doesn't happen, but I don't hear as much about us black women getting the same coverage or same news about us being gunned down as much as our black men. That's why I'm asking, do you think as black women, can we teach them the things that they need to know being a black man in society and protection of racism?
I think if you understand what it is and how and what the necessary lessons are, absolutely. You just have to know and understand what it is you need to be conveying to your young man.
And she needs to teach it from her heart.
Right.
The pain that she feels for him as a black man in this country. He needs to see it affect her in a negative way. Once a boy sees a mama cry, or once a boy sees a mama hurt, generally it connects. Because we don't want to see mom cry. We don't want to see mom hurt.
Typically, we don't.
Typically, you don't unless you're desensitized to that.
Yeah.
A lot of these young cats are desensitized to that.
Yes, they are.
They are. They're immune to it because they see it all the time. They're like, it's nothing new.
Well, and
but now again, I want to kind of shift a little bit from this point, because the desensitizing of black men to black women has been aided by a societal thought process toward black women, and I wonder what we view black women as today, and what value do we place on black women. In the Women Olympics, where are black women running right now? I would argue that they are running a hard third leg behind.
I'm sorry. In the what Olympics?
In the Women Olympics.
Wait now.
And I'm gonna it's gonna be a weird statement to make, but you'll appreciate it in the end. Black women are running a hard third, fourth, or fifth behind thick ass black women, Instagram black women, and thotty black women, and that's just the first three that are in front of them. We're not even talking about what you just said earlier, because the white woman that is the prize, or the Hispanic woman that is docile and will do anything. Those women run ahead of the educated black woman, of the aware black woman, of the, you know what I mean? There's a weird thing that is happening societally where we're celebrating black women in a way that is not flattering to black women, if I can say it that way.
So, are you referring to that post that I saw a post the other day about a new TV show coming out called The Side Chicks of Charlotte? Are you referring to that?
I am not, because I am this minute old hearing about the Side Chicks of Charlotte.
And
so I don't even know what that is
right now. Let's see if I can find
there is supposed to be like that like Love Hip Hop, like a reality TV show called The Side Chicks of Charlotte.
But that is the point that I am making, though.
Right. That's what I thought you were referring to.
No, I wasn't. But you're making my point for me. That's when you have shows like that are built on the backs of the Real Housewives or the Love and Hip Hop chicks or the Black Ink chicks or the Flavor of Love chicks or whatever. Therein lies the new imagery of black women. Now black women can only be this type of thing. Or the opposite is true when you look at The Bachelorette and the black women on The Bachelorette. They are of a rainbow mindset where they don't necessarily need a black man. They just need a good man. And so whatever black man comes, you know what's interesting about those Bachelorette shows? The black men that are on those shows, ain't very many ones that look like my color or cousin's color or Ron's color. They all red bone Negroes, with green eyes, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. So Drake. Yeah, so it's a different. We've shifted the whole mindset of all of these things and all of these people to where the quote unquote normal black woman is being pushed down and pushed back, and dare I say pushed away.
I agree.
I disagree. Well, it depends on who the judge is, that third, fourth, and fifth place. Because
you don't disagree. You just disagree just because you want to disagree.
Honestly, in my opinion, black women are doing the doggone thing in this country right now.
I'm not saying they're not.
Are making strides and successes that they've never made before. Period. Now, society sees it, so I don't think they're running third, fourth, or fifth. Now, if you're talking about
society sees what? Society sees what?
Negroes, black men, as being the judge as to whether or not they're running third, fourth, or fifth, then you might have a point. We don't honor them and put them where they belong.
I don't think society does either.
No, listen. Society recognizes what black women are doing. Society recognizes that black women are the Democratic Party. Society recognizes the power of black women in this country. They recognize.
And society still puts the other races above the black woman.
I
can recognize your ass all day long. Oh my Lord, I can't wait to get your black ass out there to vote. But the white woman still has more power than the black woman. The Asian woman has more power than the black woman. And I'm gonna say the Latina woman has more power than the black woman in the eyes of society. Just because your black ass will go out there and vote for them, don't mean they recognize you as the top authority within the society.
Generally speaking, black women, unlike white women, for the most part, black women are a solid block that you can rely on to do what they're supposed to do for our community.
But that doesn't mean
if that's true. Why aren't men trying to date these black women that you're talking about?
It's intimidating them.
So based on what you said, it seems like those black women should be the prize. So why
which one?
The ones that you're talking about. Which I agree, because that there are black women that are definitely out there getting it done way more than but what I'm telling you is the ones that we push to the front, the ones that we celebrate, the ones that we give a TV show. Let me tell you something. I have not seen the reality show of real successful black women of Washington, D.C.
Because they don't want to see that.
That's not what get ratings.
I'd watch that. I'd watch that every week.
You're one of few. That's not what get ratings. And the majority of the people who are watching these shows, believe it or not, unfortunately, are us.
And the
Black women.
If you look at Lloyd's analogy, there is 12 Real Housewives of something on TV.
Practically.
Yeah.
Only one of them is black.
No, there was 2.
I'm sorry, 2.
There was 2. The one of Potomac Mills and Real Housewives of Atlanta. And if you look at the Real Housewives of Dubai, which just came out like this summer, the majority of the cast are women of color.
Yep.
So if you look at that and you just put them in, just put the numbers in rank. Black women
they're in interracial relationships, but it's still women of color.
So society will always, they're doing good, but society's not going to put them above the others. I can promote and praise all the good shit you're doing. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna promote you. Niggas get praised every day at work for everything that they do. He's always on time. He shows up every day. I can count on Tyrone's black ass to be there every day.
Well, you're supposed to show up on time. You're supposed to be at work every day.
But Billy gets the promotion.
You muted, cuz. You muted.
Listen. We no longer have an Ebony Jet magazine like we used to, highlighting our successes.
Please bring back Jet.
But if Jet was back, let me tell you something. Black women are kicking ass and taking names in this country.
Everywhere.
That's a fact.
So why aren't we dating them? That's the question.
I just told you we're the ones with the issue. They're doing what they need to do.
They are
I
doing.
didn't say we weren't the ones with the issues. I'm asking you, why aren't we dating them?
Because y'all have issues. You ain't stepping up.
Listen.
He just said that.
Listen.
He ain't said nothing.
He said nothing.
Listen. Shut up and listen. You hear what I got to say. Shit hell.
And we finally got a shit hell out tonight.
It was about time.
Listen,
I was waiting.
Our vice president of the United States is married to
a white man.
Jewish man.
Our new Supreme Court justice is married to
a white man.
Another Jewish man.
And you asking me why we ain't checking out the black women if they're so successful? Those are 2 very successful black women.
Thank you for pointing out the obvious. Now tell us why we ain't dating them. You still ain't told us nothing. You just saying shit to make it sound like you're saying something. You ain't said nothing.
If you don't know by now why I feel the way I feel, then come on now. I think you're a little behind.
But again, if we're saying black women successful, don't get me wrong, love black women, know y'all successful all day long. Mm-hmm. Brothers are still putting the other women above black women. So black women are still running 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I got news for you. They're not running to the successful black woman that you're talking about. They're running to the thotty black woman and the airhead black woman and the this, that, and the other.
Oh, not airhead.
They want the one they can control.
I don't think it's about.
They don't want to give.
I'm not saying it's not our fault. I'm saying fix. Let's talk about why it's our fault. Why are we choosing not to create a stronger black society by getting with intelligent black women?
Because we don't feel good about ourselves.
Well, y'all in the barbershops, what do they say?
Hold on, what'd you say? Hold on, John. What'd you say?
We don't feel good about ourselves. We don't.
Okay, now we getting to something. Yvonne, are you single?
I'm sorry.
I am.
Okay. You sound educated. You seem educated to me, Yvonne.
Thank you. I tried.
Okay. And you look like a beautiful young lady. Why do you think a young lady like Yvonne is single? Or like Tara? Why are they single? You think it's because we don't understand ourselves?
I already know how I feel about this. Why are you asking me these questions?
Because that's what the topic of the show is, cuz.
I used to know what I feel about these ninjas out here. But then, as soon as I start talking, you're going to say, defenders of the earth.
Well, listen, both things can be true. You are a defender of the earth.
You don't ask me a question. You already know how I feel about them.
Okay, cuz. Help Yvonne find a guy today. What is she doing wrong?
Oh, Lord.
Or is she doing something wrong?
Wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
He doesn't know me to even make that type of assessment.
It ain't even about you, ma'am. It's not about you. I swear for goodness, I hope to die. It ain't about you. There are plenty of black women out here that are successful, that are educated, that got their own money. Some of them ain't even got a bunch of babies. Some of them do, but some of them don't. They got their own place to live. They got their own car, but they still can't find a nigga to step up to the plate and be a man in her life. And you want to know why?
That's why I asked you.
That's because we don't know our value. We think our value is tied to our manhood down below the belt. It has nothing to do with that. That's maleness. Madness is a mentality.
Okay. Yvonne, so you don't want any sex, is what you're saying?
What the?
Well, I'm okay in that department, but I digress.
Ooh, that was loaded. That was loaded.
No, I'm asking because Cuz said it's tied down manhood below.
And it's really not. Because there's a lot of successful black men, educated black men, that actually sees an educated black woman, a successful black woman, and still bypasses her. And he's a man, and it ain't shit to do with his sex drive, his male organ, his swing-a-lang, whatever the hell you want to call it. He's still bypassing that black woman.
Success does not mean you have arrived.
Same for the woman. Success doesn't mean you have arrived. We're comparing two people equal footing. Why is that black man passing up that black woman? They're on equal footing.
We got a single black woman here. Are educated black men passing you up, Yvonne? Are you having to deal with a lot of uneducated niggas?
I'm dealing with a variety of different guys, and I'll be honest with you. And some of them have been very successful, and some of them have been educated, and some have been up and coming. I honestly think it's just about the chemistry. If the chemistry is not there, then I'm not going to be drawn to that person. I know a lot of people who are educated and they make six figures and live in these beautiful cars, but their spirit, their energy, their attitude sucks, and it makes them not want to be around them. So I think that they have a tendency to talk at people or talk down to people. I'm not about that. I want somebody who is going to be present and knows how to communicate and wants to have a family, not just talk about it, be about it. So I think it's just I think it's a combination of things. But right now, where I am in my life, if you are not mentally where I need you to be and where I need myself to be, we don't need to talk.
Where do you need this black man to be?
What's your address?
We'll put it to you this way. I am open to the possibilities of even going outside of my race at this point.
There's that.
So okay.
Open to the possibility. Ooh.
I'm open to the possibility.
We go circle back to that because Cuz said that's not true. But
Cuz said what?
I told you they were dating outside the race. You said that don't happen.
What?
I don't remember. That was on another show. This wasn't tonight.
I don't remember. I never said that.
Tyra says she right there with you, Sora.
I've never said that. I say black women have rolled for black men for a very long time. They put up with a lot for a very long time. But to continue to wait on a black man, I think, in my humble opinion, as I raise my 17-year-old daughter, I think it's foolish.
The numbers are not in their favor to stay.
Nowhere near it. And how many times have I said that? I mean, the guy that's in jail is affecting their numbers. The guy that's gay is affecting their numbers. The guy that's married is affecting their numbers. The guy that has bad credit, the guy that won't commit, they don't have very much to pick from.
Well, are they picking for perfection?
I was saying they should still wait?
No. Okay, so are they picking for perfection?
No, we just.
There's nothing to pick.
There's nothing.
It's something to pick. It's 8 out of 20.
But when the ratio is like 25-1.
Well, if you look at the way Cuz laid out the scenarios, the ratio is 40-1.
It is. In some cities, it is. In Atlanta, it probably is 40-1. Yeah.
So, but you done took the credit dude off the table. You done took the no job dude off the table. You took a lot of dudes off the table that could have still been on the table.
No,
they don't need to be. They don't need to be at the table.
Oh damn!
If you have no job, if your credits is nothing, you incarcerate, and they don't. For me, you don't need to be at the table. First of all, I don't want to be at your table. I don't, because I'm at a different stage in my life. Maybe if I was 15 years younger, or maybe if I was those people in TikTok world, yeah, maybe I had time like that. But I don't have time to do all that.
We ain't trying to build credit at 40. Shit, hey.
But he can't get a second chance. I mean, everybody makes mistakes.
Listen. One thing that COVID has definitely taught us is that time waits for nobody. So why should I?
Time waits for no man.
Listen, let me be clear, Yvonne. You don't have to wait for anybody. But your ass might be waiting alone.
Hey, I'd rather be alone and happy than be with somebody miserable.
That is good to hear, because that's probably what's going to happen.
Mr.
No.
That's what's happening to most black women.
That's what I'm trying to know, Mama Noise. That's real. I'm trying to tell you that if black women think that the guy that they're going to wait for is going to have to fit all of these things, and maybe you do. And if that's what you're waiting on, I get it. You want that perfect, absolutely spotless dude.
Wait a minute. I have never said anything on this call saying I wanted somebody perfect.
Okay,
I never said that.
So tell us what the dude has to have.
There's not enough time to go over my list.
You took a lot of things off the table.
Before you go, just know this. Whatever you say, he's gonna go all the way to the other side and say you want perfect, because all you did was list 2. You said credit.
That is not true. She did not list just 2.
I'm the one that listed the gay guy, the jail guy.
Okay, well, listen. Did she agree with you? Did she also agree with you? I think she did.
Why would I want a man who's gay? I'm just
nobody said you
about
didn't. Yvonne, nobody said you didn't want a man with gay. We're not putting the gay man on you. So take the gay man off. He's out.
Okay. I don't think he's getting on you anyway.
And the incarcerated dude.
I don't think so either.
And the incarcerated dude, we can totally understand that. That nigga's unavailable. He's out. Okay? So those two are completely understandable. The drug dealing dude, I can totally understand why you wouldn't want that dude. He's out. Can we go and take those 3 off the table?
Well, call the drug dealing guy.
The married guy was never on the table. Or at least
he's on the table. Come on.
No. He shouldn't be on the table.
But he invited himself at the table.
No,
he shouldn't be in the room.
The only way the married guy gets
right,
to the table,
he shouldn't be, but he's at the table. He's buying people drinks and shit.
The only way the married guy gets to the table is if you let him at the table. Now he might want to sit down. He might want to sit down, but you tell him, nigga, I see the ring on your finger. Get your ass ring.
A whole lot of dudes don't even wear no ring.
Yeah, but you see that little spot on his finger.
Jay don't wear one.
See, he ain't wearing a ring.
So there's no imprint giveaway that would normally be
done.
Shoot, you gotta seek and find on social media. That's where you really find it out.
You gotta be an investigator. You gotta be a detective.
Okay.
Well, it's nothing for us to do, so we got it.
Okay, so the married man is not at the table. That we wasting time on that one anyway. Okay, so that's 4 guys off the table right now. So where are we at? 12-1 now?
Close to that.
Okay, so now who else does not sit at the table, Yvonne?
Oh my gosh, are you guys really doing this?
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh my gosh. Tyra says she don't want perfect one. She just want the one that's perfect for her. She says, I'm not perfect. No one gets on a pedestal, but she will date a former self-employed pharmacist.
So she putting a reformed drug dealer back on the table. So that brings our odds back down to probably 10 to 1.
No, she's saying former.
No narcissist.
That's probably still 12 to 1.
Yeah. No narcissist. So that can include 18 people.
Oh Lord.
I don't want somebody who's narcissistic.
So you took the narcissistic guy.
Okay, so I don't know how many that is.
About 7.
I don't know what you mean by narcissistic.
We'll give you 3. We'll give you 3 for that one. So you're about.
I don't know what you mean by narcissistic. What does that mean?
I do not want somebody who's a manipulator. I don't want somebody, as I mentioned before, I don't want somebody who feels like they have to talk at you or talk down to you to rise themselves up. Somebody who has low self-esteem. Somebody who cannot communicate. Somebody who is very, very bad in bed. I don't want none of that.
Very bad in bed.
Very bad in bed. Damn, very bad in bed came off.
Very bad in bed.
That's what Jay. Now you're trying to understand my point. If you keep very bad in bed, that's exactly what she said.
Very bad.
She said bad communication. She said very bad in bed. She said narcissistic. She listed about 4 different things that are, guess what, possibly correctable issues. But if we keep waiting on that,
it probably could be correctable issues if they so choose to want to correct it. But you got to get off the high blood pressure pill to do so. Shit.
See, wow!
I
just want to thank you for being the perfect guest tonight because you are making my point for me.
Oh, wow!
Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. You are making my point for me. Because Yvonne is now at 50 to 1.
So out of 20 guys,
wow,
20 guys, Yvonne is, and we got one Yvonne. There's 20 guys. We've eliminated.
Oh my God!
3. We have eliminated gay.
Oh,
we have eliminated married. We eliminated. We gave 3 for narcissists.
Oh,
we give him 3. We're gonna give
him. He has to take his medicine.
We're gonna give him.
I'm just saying.
We done got rid of BP. We done got rid of what else? Oh, bad. So bad in bed. Bad in bed. Is that a 2? Or is that a solution?
No, that might be 6 or 7. That could be.
Anthony Bruce said bad communication takes about half of what was left.
That's my point. Y'all making my point for me. That's what I was trying to get to, Jay. If that's where we are, if the standards of relationships have shifted so dramatically to the point where we are no longer accepting applications unless the applicant meets all criteria. Here's one of the things that I've noticed about most jobs today. Mm-hmm. Most people don't put on the job, we will train.
Look at that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We want you to walk through the door with all the skills, and that's fine. The problem is that limits the pool.
The most
that makes the pool very hard to find.
No, they will put will train on there now because see, after the pandemic, they can't hardly get nobody. So they like, look, okay.
Well, but see, that's just it. I don't know how desperate Black women are now. Is there a pandemic for Black men to the point where Black women say, "Remember all that shit I had on that list"?
I don't think we're desperate as we were before because I think we're open to the possibilities of going outside our race.
But I got news for you, Yvonne. If you think them issues don't exist in other races,
I'm not sitting there saying that those issues don't exist in other ethnicity groups. I never said that. But at the same time, though, when people like myself have only been with Black men, and these are some of the most, and clearly I'm seeing a pattern, not only just with myself, but with other my sister friends who are dealing with similar issues. It's like, well, damn. Let's see what else is on the other side, to where maybe it's a coachable moment on both our ends. Maybe they can teach me something that I didn't get to be educated on, or I need to be relearning because he's dealing with his own issues. One thing that has always really stayed with me is like trauma. You know, we got people who are dealing with childhood trauma that's impacting their relationships to this day. That stuff is real. And if you don't see it in yourself to get the help that you need to deal with that, that's going to continue to impact you in your relationships, whether it's professional or personal. And then it's going to supersede. It's going to be a trickle down effect to your kids.
Go ahead, Jay. I know you're trying to get something.
Go ahead, because I'll comment to what she said in a minute. Go ahead.
If a brother comes to her and just about any other woman, correct, to be a man in her life, a lot of that in which she thinks are lines that can't be crossed, that those that she thinks that matters, wouldn't matter. The problem is they have to put up all of these checklists. It's like in the Air Force, you aim high. Because the reality is they know they're not going to get it all. But the problem is they ain't getting jack shit. They're not getting any of it. What a woman really wants, I believe, and I could be wrong, and you women that's on here, y'all speak up now. Don't have me out here dancing by myself. Even though I don't
dance,
mind.
nigga. You are dancing.
What a woman really wants is commitment.
Come through.
Do you love me and do you have my back?
Come through.
We deal together?
Yes, sir.
Even if we got to start on the bottom, if we're doing it together and committed to do it together, women will ride with you.
Wow.
Yeah. I like what you said.
But wait,
hold on, Vaughn. I like what you said, cuz, and I appreciate it. And I think you're on to something. Because remember the story we did yesterday with the VP. That dude wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, by the standards of most black women. The first date was at Popeyes, and he ended up getting KFC. He's 10 years older. He's a divorcee. He's got kids. He didn't have the perfect package. But what he did do is see a black woman that he said she is worth it, and he made all the necessary change. That was the point that I was really trying to make.
Yes, sir.
Black women and black men, if you are looking for this whatever, he may be wrapped up in mud, and you may have to chip that mud off, or you may have to help him clean himself up just a little bit. And I think if we understand the value of what it means to put a strong, beautiful black couple back into our society, if we understand that at its very core, then we would fight harder to say, let me see the black man or the black woman that is worth investing in. I like what Tara said. I want a black man that's gonna make me better. That's what we should be looking for. Now, that better might not come looking better when you get it. But if y'all sit down and have some conversations and you can see, hey, wait a minute, he's not bad. He's just flawed. There's a big difference in being flawed.
Look, we're all flawed. Let's be clear. We're all flawed. But just to kind of piggyback on what Cuz is saying down there, commitment is very much important. Yes, I think that is something we all are looking for. But one thing to go a step more, we need consistency. If you're starting off on the right foot, and I know every night we need you to stay consistent with that. You know, why are you want to stop doing what you did to get me? And then when you get me, then you be like, oh, I'm not doing that. You want us to do the same thing. You know, I'm taking a step further. Huh?
What does that mean? The same thing to get you? What do you mean?
I mean, you'll have a guy who may buy flowers like once a week or something. And it's not like I ask you to, but if you did that, okay. But then after you with the person for a length of time or whatever, and look, and then you stop doing it. We all sit here on this call and we know that most men tend to know within the first maybe 10, 15 minutes of whether or not you will still continue to see this person for whatever reason, whether it's a booty call, whether it's something serious, whether it's going to be a committed relationship or going to be married.
Okay. At least within the first hour.
Only about 15 minutes, but okay.
It's about an hour.
I mean, but you're gonna know what I mean. Okay. But bottom line is that you already know whether or not this is going to be somebody that you're going to introduce as your girlfriend, wifey, or somebody you ain't going to introduce and keep them in the closet somewhere or in your room.
In 15 minutes?
You know, within a month, it's literally for a guy's price. Within a month.
Yeah, real men take longer than 15 minutes. It's not like ordering something at Taco Bell.
Well, no, but when I say 15 minutes, I mean talking about like whether or not the energy, whether their connection's good, the communication. When you're talking to somebody, you're gonna be like, okay, this person looks like they got some sense. They look like they can speak well or whatever it is that you're drawn to or you're attracted to or you're looking for.
But
you're gonna know that.
But think about what we're saying now. If we're saying within that short amount of time, we make that decision.
Is that before or after sex?
But just thinking, if we stay at that short time and make that decision, you're never getting to a point that you're ever going to get to commitment because you've already made your mind up well before you even want to build a relationship with that person, and well before you even want to be in a commitment with that person.
Again, is that before or after sex?
I'm just going within the 15 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes, and I call 15 minutes short term. You can call 15 minutes truly 15 minutes, and call 15 minutes 15 days.
I mean, so you're saying that most men don't know within 15 minutes whether or not they want to hit it or not?
Well, the hit is totally because we know we know when we ask you for your phone number, we want to hit it. That was
I was going to say that's not the same thing.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with commitment. A guy typically, and maybe now I ain't gonna say all guys, a lot of guys within 30 days typically know if they want to be with that chick or not.
Yeah, we're not talking about a booty call.
He's willing to put the time in with that chick.
What makes
he knows within 30 days.
What makes a guy want to be committed to a chick?
That's an excellent question.
Fellas?
What makes a guy want to be committed? Because what made you want to be committed to your wife?
No, you don't want to know my answer.
Oh shit.
Now, what makes a guy want to be committed to a chick? Because you
we do want to know your answer.
We do want to know your answer. And I'm gonna give you the answer that you don't want. Sex isn't what makes you want to be committed to a woman.
Not at all.
Not at all.
What makes a guy want to be committed to a chick?
Any woman that is willing to build with you and you willing to build with her makes you want to be committed. If you guys end up with the same values out of the time y'all spent together, and you can see that she's got my back and I got her back, you'll stay committed to her. It is not the punani. It is not the head game you think you got. Because I'm going to tell you right now, every woman has punani and every woman got a head game. That is not.
I heard guys say differently. I heard that every woman.
Well, but I guess what he's saying is everybody can be taught to have better head game and all that stuff. There's books and shit.
And everybody can talk to have good punani.
Like having a recipe book. Just follow the recipe.
You gotta learn.
Recipe book.
You got to learn. But for a guy to tell you the only reason he stayed is because of the punani, come on. We all know that's BS.
Okay, so in your opinion, a man wants to commit to a woman because he feels that he can build with her.
That's the reason I stayed.
Okay. Mr. Noise, you agree with that?
I agree with that. I believe you. I think love is built on the understanding that you have found someone that, and I don't want to go too spiritually deep because some of y'all might not subscribe to it, but that's fine. That you have found someone that you believe God has placed in your life to build with. And I think there's a connection there.
Okay.
But I don't think it has anything to do with sex.
So you would agree that all women can give you the sex.
Answer the question first before you start answering a new question. Why did you do it? What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Oh no.
I'm not asking a new question. I'm still talking about what you guys just said.
Are you answering the question that you asked? Because that's all we want to hear.
So you all will agree that all women have good sex, but a man commits to a woman based on their ability to build something together.
No, I will not agree that all women have good sex, and I want you to answer the question. Don't be trying to change the subject, nigga.
Well, sex is not the issue. Is what was just said, right? Sex is not the issue. It's really about what we can build together, right? That's what you guys just said, right?
Sex was
is that what you're saying too?
Listen, I asked this question for you. I'm gonna answer for him because
you see how you trying to duck the question, Kyrie?
Yeah. So for me,
this guy.
For me, black man, 48 years old. Black man, 48 years old, and I've done everything there is to be done.
Oh God.
Sex was never the issue for me. Sex was a sport. It was not the issue for me to be there.
Really?
Sex was not the thing that made me want to be there.
So
because that shit comes down a dozen.
Here's my answer to the question. Since you were so sitting on the edge of your goddamn seat waiting on me to answer, you just couldn't.
I'm sitting, nigga. I am sitting.
I gotta get my camera working, man.
Oh my God.
Listen. A man's commitment to a woman has much more to do about that man than it does that woman.
Okay.
Commitment is something that he has for whomever he is with. Woman is not really the issue, guys. It's not. She's not the issue as much as we try to pretend that she's the issue. The issue is that we don't have commitment in our hearts. We're not committed. Period. Listen, I met my wife. And we were different birds of a feather. We didn't flock together. We were totally different. We weren't even from the same.
Why did you commit to her?
Her English sucked.
So why did you commit to her?
Stop speaking that damn patois and slow that shit down so I can understand what you're saying.
Oh, you was turned on. Let's move on.
Hold on. Because I'm not gonna let you get away with that.
God damn, that was racist. That was racist.
I was wondering how long you was gonna wait on that button.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
It don't make you less racist.
Because of who I am. I refuse to be with a woman and not commit to her.
Because again, like
that's not true, cuz. That's not true.
It's not true. That's not true.
You slept with women prior to her, just like we did.
Let me tell you something. I was also a kid. I was 20 years old when I met my wife.
So why did you commit to her?
20 years old. When I was over there in Germany, I was screwing them white women, and I said I wasn't gonna marry no white woman.
So why did you commit to her? That's the question. That's the question you asked us.
Because she was the lucky one.
Wow, really?
Wait a minute. We went through all that for that statement. That was it, because she was the lucky one.
But thank God she found that 4-leaf clover rabbit foot when she did.
It has more to do with the man than it does the woman. There are so many things, even now today, that I dislike about my wife. But because of who I am.
I could swear that statement. Lloyd. Pretty much we said I was willing to build with her.
I'm trying to tell my story, and this.
I'm just answering.
That's your assistant pastor.
Well, I think we call him bullshit on your statement. Yeah. That's because it was something about her specifically that you said I want to be with her.
And it was
had other options,
and it was physical.
What?
She put that Jamaican thing on me in such a way.
Oh, what the what?
All that I thought was valuable was no longer.
Oh my God!
Hey,
so did she have you speaking patois?
In my mind, I just gave you the finger. So I don't have a button.
Did she have you speaking patois?
She had me speaking too fast, and she was calling on Jesus and didn't even know him.
Nope.
Oh my God.
She had you talking faster than you do now.
There's a button somewhere that you have.
I don't even know what the button is. I'm gonna have to create a new button for.
She's the one that started the win.
Right.
Listen,
I'm gonna have to go create a button.
It's more about the man. We got these women out here believing that they got to do this and they got to do that in order to get a man to be committed. That's bullshit. It's more about.
It's not even about what the dude doing this and doing that. So I think you're missing the point.
Yeah, he did.
I think there are men.
You got to date to find one that wants to build with you. How many you got to date to find that?
Same amount of ones that you knocked off over in Europe before you found.
You got. I told you I wasn't marrying no white woman. I told you that.
But it doesn't matter. It's no different than knocking out 15 black women before you find the one over in Europe.
Listen, before I left the United States, I was only 18 years old.
Okay, you old. We understand, but still.
I wasn't getting married at 17.
Oh my God.
Even though I actually
But you said you met her at 20.
Yeah. I was over in Germany for 2 years.
So while you was over there, you said, you know what? I think I'm gonna marry that black woman that I met back over on stateside.
No. I didn't meet her until I came back.
I think most men would say I married this woman because it was something about this woman. I don't think most men would say I married this woman because I'm so committed to commitment.
Listen.
That doesn't even make sense.
Listen.
I don't even think he said that.
Came in your life. There are plenty of women that came in your life before her that would have been just as good of a mate for you, but you were not ready to commit. It had nothing to do with her.
No, that's BS. That's BS.
That's not true.
That's totally not true.
That is the truth.
That is not true.
Wait a minute. I think I understand what he just said.
Just because you understand don't make it right.
Because
that ain't true.
Yeah, totally not.
And you know how I know it ain't true? Because I didn't commit to them. I knew who they were. I knew what they presented. And in my mind, I said, no, that's not. I don't think this is the relationship that I want to be in. And by the way, cuz that's okay too. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I am saying it's BS to me, but it may not be wrong for you. But what I am saying, a lot of guys found the one woman that they said, I want to commit to her.
Do you think it was as much about her or was it about timing?
All of those things can be true.
She came along at the right time.
All of those things can be true, but some of it was. But guess what? But guess what? Some of it was about her. The example we used yesterday.
I mean,
the example we used yesterday. That's the example we used yesterday. That dude was dating 5 other girls when he met this woman, and then he said, "Oh, damn, this woman is different than these other 5. So I'm about to cancel these other 5 and go with this one." Sometimes it is about that one.
Some of us as men pick women like we pick careers. Itchin' number 9, going down Chicago line, hit the train, jump the track. Do you want your money back? We just picking. We don't know what the hell we picking because we don't know who we are. We just picking. That's why the divorce rates are so high.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that always the fact that you don't know who you are and you find a woman who helps you find who you are is not a bad situation. That might not be. That might be okay. Because sometimes that's what I'm saying. So you can't say it was just I'm committed to commitment.
Danny Bell said his wife came along at the wrong time, but she stuck around and got her prize.
Come on, preacher.
Boom.
Came around at the wrong time. Everything in life.
Everything is about timing.
Everything in life is about timing. What are you talking about? You was conceived by time.
What point is that? That's not a point.
Why the fuck are you niggas arguing with me then?
Because what you're talking about, I'm committed to commitment. What is that?
Yeah.
What kind of benign statement is that? I'm committed to commitment. What the hell? That's what women are waiting on, niggas that are committed to commitment.
So you tell me
that's the thing that's stopping these women from being single?
So women are waiting for the moon and the stars to line up to find a nigga.
What it says is, Mr. Noise, if you had never crossed paths with Mama Noise, you would have made Mama Noise, not Mama Noise in particular, I'm just saying, you would have made your wife in somebody else. If you had never come across your wife, Ron, you would have made your wife in someone else.
And if you didn't come across your wife, you would have made your wife somebody else. What are you saying?
About the person. It does not have as much to do about the woman as it does us as men.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Because if you didn't come across your wife when you did, she wouldn't be your wife.
Yeah,
everything's about timing and perspective and who you're around. What are you talking about?
It's easy to say that statement on the backside of the 20 plus years you've been married, nigga. But prior to that, you didn't know that the selection that you was making could have been made with anyone else. You've gained a lot of knowledge over the last 20 years. So you now understand that you have the tools that probably could have made most of the relationships in your past, even before your wife, and in your present work, and possibly your future. But that you didn't have that shit before you got married. So you can't say that.
And you don't know if, even if that one that you did choose out of the ones that you had beforehand, no guarantee that that was going to work anyway. So no. Good try though. That was a good try.
Committed to commitment. Well, you crack me up.
I need a drink messing around with y'all.
But okay, so based on let me ask the ladies, because we done shut Yvonne out. Yvonne's like,
where's she?
I don't know. She's
I'm
there.
here. I'm still here.
Okay. So, ladies, do y'all think, Kieta, do you think that's the reason why black women are not giving, because enough black men are not committed to commitment? That's for both you ladies.
Mm.
I
think it's a part of it. I think commitment is a part of it.
I'm not saying commitment is in and of itself is not a part of it. I'm saying, Cuz says if more black men would just stop looking at the black face, the black woman, and just be committed to commitment, we could get something accomplished.
Well, it's like I said, I think it's a part of it. I think it's like it's one piece of the pie.
So what the hell is committed to commitment?
Do you mean like not afraid to be committed in a relationship?
Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean, Cuz?
To not be afraid of commitment?
Because I done seen niggas commit to a whole lot of shit. So I don't think being committed is the problem.
I think men will commit. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, I know guys who swear that they're committed to their 5 girls. So that's why I'm trying to understand. Yeah, I got my girl on Monday, Tuesday. I mean, shit, look at Nick Cannon. I mean, he's committed.
And they got a 1/5 commitment. God damn.
That's why I'm trying to understand. Is being committed in a relationship with one woman?
Monogamous.
You mean being monogamous? Because that is a factor in itself. I know a lot of guys who are committed to their wife and their wifeys and side chicks. So what are you talking about? Being committed monogamously in a monogamous relationship?
Committed to a monogamous relationship.
Is that what you're talking about, Cuz? Committed to commitment.
Just like starting shit.
He definitely likes that. And I like it too. I like it when he does. It makes for interesting conversation.
Okay. In my humble opinion, I don't think most men were raised to be monogamous.
Oh.
What?
So to answer that statement, she's correct, but she used the wrong word. Males are not raised to be monogamous. That's a very true statement.
Okay.
A man will screw. A male will screw anything he can screw that he wants to screw. He'll do it. If he can get away with it, he'll do it. That's a male. That's not a man, though.
So when a man cheats, is he a male or is he still a man?
A boy.
As I have said over and over again, manhood is a mentality.
But that's what I'm saying. So he's a man. He's been running as a man, been doing everything as a man. He fucked around. So that's it, again, that's why I say that male and man can go interchangeable, because you could have been a man and you fucked around and you did something that you weren't supposed to. Does that change him from being a man back to a male?
A man values that which he has built, and he won't do anything to destroy it. That's man.
I'm saying man
the men
will.
that are on this screen right now, the men that are on this screen right now, We cannot imagine a scenario short of, in my case, Janet Jackson and Halle Berry. We cannot imagine a scenario where we would throw away our marriages for some ass.
And what I'm saying is,
it has nothing to do with the fact that we don't see ass that we wouldn't mind having a little talk with. It's because I refuse to do anything to destroy that in which I have built. That's manhood. That's a mentality.
So, and I'm gonna go back to, and I ain't gonna use black people. We just saw a billionaire who did that. Was he considered a male or a man?
Ron, why you get off in the weeds of that? I've already answered the question. I'm not in that man's mind. I don't know what he is.
But the reason I asked that is we can't
will not destroy that which he has built. A man,
and what I'm saying is a man will destroy something that he built.
But there are men that are. Well, the truth of the matter is, all of us as men, there's always a war going on. There's always a battle with the flesh. Always.
True.
But the bottom line
don't
is,
disagree.
if you are truly committed to your manhood, which is your walk, that's your private walk. It has very little to do with your wife. It's your personal walk. I'm a man because of my relationship with my God, and I refuse to destroy that for a piece of ass. That's why I say it's more about you as an individual than it is about the woman that you choose.
And that's why I'm finally glad that you finally agree with everybody when we said it's about yourself to get your shit together over everything else. Because it's always your answer is you sacrifice for the family. You got to take personal responsibility to do everything that you do for your family.
Did I just say that we?
I'm just talking about all the conversations we have. All conversations. I'm just going back to all of them, player. What the hell?
Did my statement just suggest to
he
you
is
that
unhappy with
that we shouldn't sacrifice?
No. Oh.
Daniel Bell said he is unhappy with his home life and he got attention from some random thinking with the wrong head and cheeks.
Okay, that is really.
And that's not to say that men can't be weak at times.
Right.
Men can't be weak at
Right.
times because we all have weaknesses, which is why we should stay away from them. So I understand exactly what Danny Bell is saying.
Is it weaknesses or is it triggers?
Same thing.
But a man won't put himself in the position. A man will recognize what that weakness is and won't put himself in the position.
Right.
If he like you said though, keyword, if he recognizes it as a weakness or trigger. Because again, in some households, some men were raised to believe that, oh man, go ahead and get everything you can get that's walking. Some men were raised like that. Some men grew up in a household where they saw the daddy cheat on the mama all the time.
I agree with you, but I would suggest that all males, we know our weaknesses. Some of us are just proud of our weaknesses.
Do they?
Some of us actually speak out of our mouths that when it comes to pussy, we weak. I just can't fight it off. I can't fight it off. We admit our weaknesses. We know.
See, now I said that it need to be some penis discipline. Then everybody was like, "Why you say that?"
Men don't get the attention that women do.
Men don't get the attention that women do. It can be hard to.
Very true. That's very true. It's a true statement. Very true statement. But you still can't allow yourself to get in that position.
What does happy mean?
Because you know you feel like an ugly duckling. You know you ain't getting the attention that you would like to have when you go in the grocery store or wherever else it is that you go. And you've been and you've gotten dressed up and you still not getting attention. So when she comes along and gives you attention, you have to recognize that as a man and immediately back up. because you know what your trigger is. You know what your weakness is.
So with you saying that, so let's take an example of, say, Jermaine Dupri with Janet Jackson. I don't know if anybody saw that interview, but Jermaine Dupri, we all know he ain't the finest looking brother out there. Let's just put it out there. But he was with the finest woman, one of the finest beautiful sisters out there, Janet Jackson. And he sat there and admitted in the interview saying that when he got Janet Jackson, he got all this attention thrown at him left and right that he had no choice. You know, he had no choice but to go out there and hit some other pussies out there. So
Ricky Bobby, don't you put that bad stuff on
and start smelling himself.
Right.
He's like, man, I might be finer than I thought.
Because I had Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson was in a committed relationship with me, and now I'm getting all this attention. Let me go ahead and see what else I can get.
I ain't never leaving Jan. I don't give a damn what she do.
The floodgates open up.
That was his trigger because he had been told all his life he was ugly.
That's right. Which is justified.
Right.
Which is justified.
It was true.
Justified.
No, it was true.
Noise.
I'm just saying, you know.
And money, he still ain't got those teeth fixed. No,
and
it's
you
true.
get the what? And you get the what's the hell for that too. You don't just get the one, but
The hell.
Hey, Danny Bell, you are correct. He said money will make you handsome, huh? Well,
his handsomeness is at a dental appointment because he still got those teeth fixed. Everybody got it dental line.
We might want to get that Jermaine Dupri money to help us out, so we cannot talk about that black man like that.
I got nothing to say bad about him. But I will say this. If you have a problem, and this is gonna sound harsh, but it's the truth. If you have a problem with his teeth, then help him get it fixed.
That part.
If you have a problem with his because see, we will fight for that which we also value. I think that works both ways. There are a lot of men that didn't have it going together, but they had good hearts and they treated that woman right. And she said, "Now listen, he treated me right, and I make good money. I can buy him a suit."
Right.
So that was the point I was trying to make earlier. I don't know if Cuz, myself, Ron is possibly going through this now. I don't know what his kid situation is with his children, but there's some fixer uppers out there, and I'm sorry, but I don't know if we've done so much damage to the black men and black women in our society over the last 30 years that you're 95% of us are gonna have a project when we get them.
Agreed, but do we have the time for such a big project?
There ain't but two options, Yvonne. You either gonna make time for the project or you're gonna be single. Ain't but two options. Because guess what? He's having to make the same decision. Are you worth his time or are you not?
Do you want microwave food or do you plan on barbecuing?
Okay, Jay, go ahead. Let me see your Baptist finger.
I don't disagree with what Mr. Noise is saying. But black women have been propping up Negroes for a long time.
And then you wonder why
You say taking on the project. Black women have been taking on projects for a very long time. That's a fact.
That is true.
So many men have their car because a woman bought it for them.
Nobody say that wasn't true, Ninja.
How many men have somewhere to lay their head because a woman's name is on the daggum lease and his name is not? Over and over, women have been loaning men money for business to start their own.
Pass the collection plate, y'all.
This shit been going on.
Put that collection plate back up.
They've been doing that shit. Now that I'm 40 years old, I no longer want a project because the project fucked me over.
There you go. There you go.
And guess what? Your 40-year ass might go find you something else because there is no man in this face of this earth that's not going to be a project.
You can have listen.
Look, you can have workshops. You can have workshops where people are going to be working together, but to do a project, that's nobody in our generation of 40 and up have time to do any and project-ish. No.
Okay.
And that's why y'all gonna be single, because
no, that's not why we're gonna be single, because at the end it's not gonna be like I said, there's a difference between a project and a workshop. If you're willing to do the work that you need to do,
you can call a workshop, a conference, a project, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is 2 people are going to come to a marriage or a relationship, and y'all going to build each other up. There's no other way around that.
I don't think that is. I'm not saying that we're not going to build each other up, but how much more building am I going to have to put up?
A lot. You're going to do a lot. Me and Mama Noise have been married 23 years. We have been doing a lot of work on this. Jay has been married 20 plus years. He's been doing a lot of work on it, and so has his wife. Ron has been doing it. He's been married 20 plus years, been together 30 plus, and they've done a lot of work.
Okay, now keep in mind what you just said. But listen to what you just said. 23 years, 20 plus years, 20 plus. So is it safe to say that all y'all had got together when you were in your 20s? Is it safe to say that everybody who was married got together in their 20s or teens, late teens or something to that effect?
Not me.
I met her when I was 20.
20? 30? Okay.
15.
You weren't 30.
15. He said 15?
I met her when I was 15.
What? You're trying to say because you 40 that you ain't gonna do no work?
I'm not gonna be putting in. I put in the work to get myself together, and for me to have to put in the same amount of time of work to put in to help somebody else get their shit together. No, I don't want to do all that. I got other projects. There's other projects. I'm trying to get myself together, so I have to do that for another man to get himself together on my level. Then I can go elsewhere. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying to you, there is not a man on this earth, white, Hispanic, black, Asian, Indian, Muslim, Sudanese, Philippine, it don't matter. You're going to have to put in some work.
Listen.
Period.
I think you misunderstand.
I don't misunderstand shit.
I don't think you get it. I think you're missing the point.
No, I'm just not willing to buy into that.
Listen.
You don't have to buy into that because you already married and you have a good wife there, Soror, and you got family. You don't have to buy in it. You do not know that you cannot relate because you are not a black woman today in 2022. And unless we start switching shows, unless we wake up and I'm a man and you a woman, you cannot relate.
You're right. I am not a black woman in 2022. Nor have I been one in 2021, 2019, 18, or 17.
You cannot relate.
I actually had a point to make. Will you stop trying to defend yourself as well?
First of all, you interrupted our conversation.
Yeah,
but what do you want, nigga?
I'm wondering how you.
What do you want?
You're trying to defend yourself as well.
I'm not trying to defend myself. What I'm trying to help.
I had a point.
I'm not trying to defend myself at all because I don't have to.
I just
did.
So
you sound ridiculous trying to defend her. You know the work that it's taken to put in to build something. And you also know to tell any woman today in 2022, single or otherwise, that you're going to get into any relationship on any level.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point. I'm not missing the point.
All the time. We're missing the goddamn point. Why can't we tell you missing the point? You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point.
She's not willing to work on a marriage. What we were talking about was propping up Negroes.
I didn't say nothing about propping up no Negroes. No. Because what you're talking about is propping up Negroes. I didn't say nothing about propping up no Negroes.
Listen, if I prop you up in your 20s, that's one thing. If I propped you up in your 30s, that's one thing. If I'm still propping asses up in their 40s, if I'm still propping niggas up in their 50s, then that's a problem.
So can I ask the question though?
And I wouldn't get married if I had to prop somebody up at this goddamn age. You're crazy as hell, you is.
So if you meet a nigga today, that's 46 years old, I'm gonna say 46. And
I'm loaning you money at 40 years old. I'm loaning
it's
you
not
money
what. Didn't nobody say nothing about that? Y'all changing the narrative. That ain't what we said.
So my question is, we talking about propping. You talking about propping a nigga up? Or are you talking about building a relationship.
I said building relationships. I've been saying that since day one.
But to me,
because want to change it to propping people up.
But does it not go hand in hand? So you're gonna meet a
said
nigga.
That a man was gonna be a project, is what you said.
Everybody's a project. I don't care.
Everybody's a project
when you meet him in life. Cause you can meet you 51, 52, 1003, whatever you want to say. But when you get into a relationship with somebody, they're not gonna be perfect. They're gonna have flaws.
Correct.
They need to understand their flaws. She needs to understand her flaws when you two get into a relationship.
Correct.
You're going to work together to fix each other's flaws.
That's all we've been saying.
Build together to help.
Listen.
You can't go in a relationship and not.
The reality is, Mr. I've been with my wife all my damn life, damn near. The reality is, when you in your 40s, when you in your 50s, you do very little changing. Who you are is who you are. Who you is who you is. So if
you're basically saying
if you're going into a relationship to change a nigga at 40 years old, you wasting your time.
So then you're basically saying that there's no hope for black men or black women because they can't fix anything after 40.
Once they cross 40,
they're done.
Yvonne, don't waste your time because he ain't gonna change.
Because
that's why I'm getting a younger man.
You're not
go get you. Well, now we back to the projects again.
Because you're gonna get a younger man. That's an even worse project.
No.
We ain't together. We at 40, 50, 60. Well, we 70 years old. We still project on this. Man, get the hell out of here.
You buy a house and you make repairs to a house all the time. You gonna make repairs to a house to the day your black ass die. What makes you think you're not gonna do that in a relationship?
It's gonna be some work.
It's gonna be some work on the marriage. There are things about you that I will have to accept.
I got news for you, cuz. I got news for you.
You gotta accept that in your 20s. You gotta accept that in your 30s.
You gotta accept that no matter when you get married. You're gonna work on some shit. That's what it is. There's no way around that part.
No way.
And I'm sorry, the age of it doesn't matter. You're going to work on some stuff. Now, the work might be different at 40. Maybe like you said, cuz I'm kind of setting my ways in some areas and I'm kind of setting some ways. Hold on. Wait a minute, cuz. Hold on.
I'm just gonna reword it.
No. You were wrong as hell. So let's be clear about that. You were never right in what you said.
It might be a different battle at 40. No shit.
No, what I'm saying is, if you let me finish, nigga, I am saying that if you are in your 40s and you refuse to change, maybe you can find a dude that's saying, I don't need you to change these areas for me. I need you to change these other areas, but I'll accept this one and that one and that one. I might accept that one. I can tolerate that at 40 because my patience level is different at 40. But even that is a measure of work that you got to put in. You're going to have to work on it. That's the bottom line. There's no way around that. I don't know why you're trying to sell these women that they at 40, they're gonna finally find the guy that's got it all together. Stop that.
You would never hear me say as a man, because I have done it my entire life. You never hear me say as a man that you don't have to work on a relationship.
What I'm saying, if you're working on a project at 40, we still propping people up.
What I'm talking about, Mr. Noise, is Negroes that come to the game broke, disgusted, and can't be trusted. That's what I'm talking about.
But we ain't talking about them. We would never hook those guys up.
That's what women are talking about. That's what they're talking about.
That's not what we were talking about. Yvonne, I would never want you to be with any of those broke, busted, and disgusted brothers that cuz knows. I don't want that for you. I don't want none of them dudes for you. But I am telling you that the guys that I know that are in their 40s and 50s that are good guys, they got a few issues still, just like you probably got a few issues that you got to work through. And that's okay. Because we're not talking to you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. We don't want none of your guys. We're talking about the guys that we setting Yvonne up with now.
Oh my gosh.
We were talking the whole time about those guys that come to the table with huge deficits. Okay.
No, because you were talking about that. Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
What you're talking about. You said he has to be a project.
I said it's a project. It's all a project. It's all work.
He ain't got his shit together.
That does not mean that.
If you in your 40s and your 50s and your shit is still raggedy, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Technically, if you 40 or 50, your shit's not together. You're not even made it to the table because according to Yvonne's number, you only got 5
Yvonne ain't gonna
niggas.
let you. Yvonne ain't gonna let you even get in the club.
There's 5 niggas. There's 5 niggas to choose. 20 women have 5 niggas to choose from.
It depends on how well you looked in those gray sweats.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think women are picking on just that.
Well, some of them will pick on that. Now you can get at the table if you're looking right now. Come on now.
Yvonne didn't say she was gonna let him.
So now we're saying women only gonna pick a nigga because of his gray sweat. Come on.
Well, they can't pick it because he's a man. So what else?
His beard game.
Oh, I stand corrected. Yvonne said he will be there to the table with good sweats and a nice beard.
So technically, ain't no sense nobody getting married then. That's a waste of time.
I don't agree with you. I mean, I don't disagree with you, Ron. But if I can't find, we've had this conversation before. If love is not really an option, it doesn't appear to be a viable option.
Wow.
Marriage doesn't appear to be a viable option in my life.
But you build to get to love. You build up for love.
Man, I've been building niggas all this time. You heard Yvonne say, I've been with black men all the time. The entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
do we just tell her to stop? Just because she's tired of it?
Yeah, without putting all Yvonne's business in the street, because we're not gonna do that.
No, we're not talking about her, but we're talking about women.
Right. But I don't know what tools Yvonne has been using to build. Because what Yvonne is calling building, and I'm speaking in the general sense, not you specifically, Yvonne, but what Yvonne is calling building may not be building. It may not be. Because a lot of black women, we've already said that on the show today too, think if I put this thing on him, I'm going to get him right. I'll have control over him. If I put this head game on him, I'll get him right. And we all know as black men, that ain't true. So what are we calling building?
Well, it was kind of true in my case. It was kind of true.
Well, that is true.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is the question though. What do you consider building? What would you willing to build?
Heck, oh.
It's a lot of work, man, and the rules have changed.
You know, I appreciate the passion that we discuss these type subjects with. And we discuss them with so much passion because we care so much.
I don't care about
that part's true.
I don't care about none of these niggas.
We want the situation to change. So therefore, we're offering suggestions on how we can do better for one another, which is why I'm so hard on black men.
And such a defender of black women.
We have to do our part. I'm convinced, Mr. Noiz, you can talk as much shit as you want. I don't give a damn. I'm convinced when men step up in a woman's life, he can change her situation.
I agree with that.
I'm convinced. But enough of us are not doing it. We won't do it because we don't have to do it. We don't see it. We don't see the value in her. And that's the problem. We don't value black women.
But I guess that's one of the reasons why I said what I said earlier, because I think the men that will do it are not going to look like what that black woman really wants always.
Or what she needs.
Or what she needs. Or what she thinks she needs.
So that brother might come about 150 pounds heavier than you want him to be.
Been there, done that.
He might not be 6'4". He might only be 6'4".
He might be 5'6", 5'5".
You heard what she said. Been there, done that. You heard her. They've been trying all different shapes, sizes.
Yeah.
But you ain't. But here's the thing: you ain't tried all.
And I don't want. I don't.
You can't try all.
I mean, you want to go through.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I only have one life to live. Right. And I'm not going to. You're right. And there's not enough time for me to try at all.
Exactly.
So therefore, I can go ahead elsewhere.
So she tried all, then she's labeled as.
But then again, at what point? Right. So what we're saying, there's a breaking point where you're going to either stop trying, or are you going to go find something different?
And that's what women have done. They have stopped trying. They've decided to be by themselves, or they're going to go elsewhere.
Right.
They may become lesbians. They may become asexuals.
Some are choosing the gay route. Some are choosing the gay route because they just tired of dealing with men. That's real.
That's not what I'm doing, but I'm just saying.
It's real talk.
But that's true though. Yep. I know a lot of women who's like, you know what, these men are trifling. I get more affection and time and commitment and consistency with us women, so I'm going to go there. Okay. Yep. Thank you for doing that. So that's just one less person I have to compete with. Thanks.
But that doesn't guarantee you're not going to get the same type of foolishness on that side of the street.
Bingo. Bingo. And you know, as long as women keep doing that, y'all gonna make the poly relationships grow and grow and grow.
Ron.
Go ahead and say that it ain't growing, because it's growing leaps and bounds, Cliff.
Or they'll have the open marriages and swinging clubs and all that stuff.
The more everybody keeps giving up, the more that shit goes back to the point that ain't nobody gonna give a damn anymore, and it's just open season.
Somebody posted. I heard a comedian last weekend. He said, considering everything that's like in so high demand right now, what do you think is going to become obsolete 20 years from today? And somebody said monogamous relationships.
Yeah,
those are going to be obsolete.
And 20 years is pretty short.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not as well.
I got daughters, and I keep trying to encourage them that I heard the statistics. I know what people say, but if God is merciful enough for me, He can be merciful enough for you. Because Mr. Noise, I imagine he didn't know he was taking on a project.
You did too.
I got
a project.
But you know, we had to be willing to say, okay, well, you know, I'm a project, you a project. Wouldn't you like to be a project too? Together?
Is that a song?
I mean, I understand on both sides where you guys are talking about taking on a project. I'm hearing what you're both saying. I think it's not even so much the fact whether or not this person taking on a project or that person taking on a project. I think the bigger question is whether or not you have the tools and the know-how to handle a project.
Right. Mr. Noise.
You know what I found the most critical tool
Mr. in Noise,
your toolbox? Hold on. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what I found the most critical tool to fix any project is, and it's patience.
Faith.
Hey.
Now, if you don't have no patience, you probably can't build nothing.
Oh, see, I thought you said faith. I'm sorry.
No. Well, faith is part of it, but patience is probably more critical, because if you're expecting it to change overnight, you're probably gonna be real frustrated, and you gotta go quit. I
don't think it's a fact that if you're expecting it to be overnight, but I mean, again, if we had to sit here and say who was more likely to be single and not be in a relationship, if it was between a man and a woman, women would definitely go out without having a relationship. Case in point, even though it's a different era, let's think about some women like, I don't know, Coretta Scott King. You ain't never heard of Coretta being in a relationship after Martin Luther King died, or Betty Shabazz.
I don't know what they did after they died. They might have some nigga on the side.
Doubt it.
Tearing it down. We don't know. We don't know.
I'm just saying that more than likely women, if their spouse has passed away, they're more likely to not be in another relationship. Whereas a man, I can't sit there and say that I have not seen men be in relationships shortly after their wives passed. Not saying all men. I've just seen that more likely to happen with men than with women. Not all men.
I don't understand what your point is, though.
My point is that we're talking about patience. You mentioned about patience,
right?
And I just think, in terms of women, I think we have more patience than a lot, and that's why a lot of women are single, because we're patiently waiting on what is right for us. So I don't even think it's the fact that we need to have patience with a project. I don't think that's ever been an issue about us not having patience. If we can be patient to wait on what's supposed to be for us, I think working on a project, we wouldn't have issues having patience working on a project. That's what I'm saying.
That's not true at all. Because the patience is not waiting on the project. The patience is saying that there are things about each other that you want to be different or change or get better or to overcome or whatever it is. And it may be that like we mentioned trauma earlier. We don't talk enough about that. But the truth of the matter is most people come with something that they need to overcome. Or there's ideologies that need to change. And those changes come. Maybe they don't come as quick because it takes a reconciliation of other issues to get to those issues, to get to the foundation of why that person is the way they are. And so that does take patience sometimes. That takes time. And some people can wait along for it to come and still have a functional, happy marriage. And some people can't. Some people be like, he just will not treat me right. He will not do this. He will not do that. And I don't want to be this. I don't want to wait on that. So you leave.
Okay.
There's no easy path to getting people to become the better version of themselves.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. You're just saying, but I'm knowing because of my own experiences. I've been in situations and where I was in a project mode for years, and nothing of substance came up. I learned the lessons that I needed to learn, which has held substance for me moving forward. But I took on enough projects to understand what the lessons were. That's all.
That's interesting.
Does the project happen before the marriage or after the marriage?
Yes.
I think he means yes to both.
So you're working on the project before the marriage. You have to allow to the table, and you have to be willing to work on the project before the marriage. Is what you're saying?
I'm saying yes because it's both.
After the marriage, you're working on the marriage.
Yeah, the project really never ends because in order to build the house, you have to have a blueprint of what you're going to build. So to me, you kind of got to start the building process before you can get to the house.
Right. And that's why I didn't really respond to what Yvonne said, because I don't know. She knows her situation. She's not, and I wouldn't dare ask her to speak on something that she's not comfortable speaking with publicly like that. So I have to take her at face value of what she's saying. But I do know how the world works, and I definitely damn sure know how our marriage works. And I'm telling you, yes to your answer, because there's stuff that I had to work on prior to my wife. And then when we got married, to make the marriage work, there's stuff that I had to work on when we got married. So I don't know this thing
you had to work on yourself.
Oh, it's always working on self.
Okay. Because
I thought we were
discussing the project that the woman had to work on to get the man right. I thought that was the project.
Oh, I never said that. What I said, there's projects and there's work that needs to be done. And the patience comes in and saying, this person is working on this. I see them working on it. I'm going to support them. I'm going to be there for them. I may even have to hold them accountable.
I thought you said
you have to work on this, though.
I thought you said that you're not going to find a man that's not a project.
I did say that.
So let's clear this up. Give an example of what a project is. What does everybody here on the panel say what a project consists of? Because I think that may be help clear up some stuff.
It probably won't, because I'm not sure it's one size fits all. I mean, just being honest, it's not one size fits all. So you can't say, because what one woman is willing to tolerate, what one woman and what one man is willing to tolerate, another might not be. One woman might come to this thing and say, I refuse to be with a man who ain't got a good job coming into the marriage. While another woman says, like, shit, I'll see where this nigga's going and I'm going to build with him. And if it takes him 10 years to get there, I see what he's trying to do and I'm going to ride this out with him.
Yeah. We've seen those examples.
Generally speaking, you have those in your 20s and 30s. We're not riding with you for 10 more years for a possibility in your 40s and 50s.
You might.
I've seen a couple.
And why wouldn't you? If you think he's worth riding for, why wouldn't you?
Some have, and then they end up being, and then unfortunately, it doesn't come to fruition. I know a lot of women who've done that.
What's the outcome? Is the outcome him getting to the destination or him being a better man for you?
Well, I mean,
I would hope it's one and the same.
Then why give up on him?
Is it really the woman giving up on him, or is it he giving up on himself by not including the woman to keep going?
What?
Huh?
You said you asked then why give up on him?
That's right.
My question to you is: it really the woman giving up on him, or him giving up and saying, "Okay, thanks for the ride and die for the last 10 years. Now I'm about to go find somebody who can continue to ride me at this stage."
See, that sounds oddly specific. Yvonne, don't call her confessing stuff now.
Oh my, no. Trust me.
That sounded really specific because I don't know how we got to that scenario.
No, because it's unfortunately a common scenario that I've heard from a lot of my girlfriends and just a lot of women in general talk about how they spent years with this man, building him up and getting him to where he needs to be, and then he ends up not wanting to be with her, and then ends up marrying somebody else. I've seen that.
Hold on. You said he was.
So I'll give you.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I'm clear before you start giving me other stuff. You said they spent years being with him, and then he got there and ended up marrying someone else. That what I heard you say. Okay, so they were never really together.
Huh?
So they were never really together.
No, they were a couple.
They
were a couple. They even had children.
In her mind, they were a couple. Because let's go back to what Jay said. Males do that type of shit. Men do not.
Okay.
Men, Jay, am I wrong? A man is not going to do that. A man is not going to build something with you and then in midstream change up because he done found something better.
And done had children.
Right. No real man is going to do that. That is coming to his manhood. He's not doing that. I don't believe that. Jay, tell me. Ron, y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But is it safe to say that we have seen that happen? Even whether you refer to you guys refer to him as a male, but have you or have you not seen that be the case though?
Listen, you are correct.
You're correct.
Okay, that's all I want to say. Okay.
The problem is the scenario is this. Boy meets girl. I'm just talking about male meets female.
Right.
Boy meets girl, and boy has a good talking game. He talks a good game, and he wants to do this and he wants to do that, and he's planning to do this and he wants to do it all with her. Well, she gets excited. I'm ready to build with this Negro, and now she starts giving to him. Because some men know that they can get money and resources from women because they come to them with pipe dreams.
And ass.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay? So we're not even at marriage yet. We're at the dating stage, and she's trying to give to this guy in order that he sees value in her and understands that she sees value in him, and together they can build. The problem is, that goes on for 6 months, a year, sometimes 2 or 3 years, and he will still leave her. and she's done everything that she thought she was supposed to do.
Right.
So
well, then it wasn't her.
How many times is that dog gonna bite me in the ass before I realize
that it wasn't her?
Thank you.
I would suggest to any woman not to give to any man that is not willing to give back to you on equal or greater value, and make, like what Cuz said earlier, the commitment to go the distance. And it don't take, now that part I will co-sign with. It don't take long to figure out if you want to go the distance with somebody.
Listen.
No, it doesn't.
That part is true.
Years to decide if you want to get married.
But there are things that she sees in him that she doesn't like, but she considers him herself, saying, you know what? No man is perfect.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
If you think a black woman is out here looking for the perfect man, you lying to yourself, because they know no man
is no such thing.
So they make up excuses and say, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
he ain't perfect.
But none of his imperfections.
He ain't perfect, but he's got potential.
But none of his imperfections or his potential have anything to do with his ability to say, I see you for who you are, like you see me for who I am, and I want to commit to you and build something.
That's right.
That's a separate issue. So yeah, he might not have it all together, but the nigga can at least commit.
But again, that's where that blinder comes in with the potential. That's where the potential comes into play. That's where potential gets people tripped up. They see the potential. I'm like, look, he doesn't have everything right now, but I see the potential in him getting to that point.
But there's nothing wrong with seeing his potential. In fact, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. You wouldn't want a man that didn't have any potential. That's a good thing.
But does he show you he's working on the potential is the problem. If he doesn't show you that he's working on his potential, then he's never going to commit.
Agreed.
Because one thing a brother's going to do, and you just look at his sports, he's going to commit to that game to get him where he wants to get to. He's going to do the same thing in his relationship.
When I hear the words potential, it's almost like when Yvonne said, but he has potential. Potential is a good thing, like Lloyd said, but it's almost like a boiled egg that's half done. The potential is not enough.
Well, and that's why I said you have to work on potential, because a brother tell you in a heartbeat, I got a potential to be a millionaire, but am I working on becoming that millionaire? He sold you that potential. Shit, I'm about to be the hell of an entrepreneur. But if you ain't doing shit to be the entrepreneur, your potential don't mean shit.
But a lot of us, Ron, and I agree with what you're saying 100%. But the problem is a lot of us play on these women. And you know what? It's the system. I've been out here trying and doing, and the system fucking me over. And you got some women that actually repeat what that nigga has told her as if it's true.
And it's
they blaming the child support system. The reason why I ain't got no money. They blaming the woman. The reason why I caught that charge, it's her fault. I mean, we constantly playing upon that woman's willingness to have sympathy and empathy for us, and we're just using them.
So, because I'm gonna say something that's gonna be extremely unpopular,
which is not a surprise.
Piss everybody off, and at some point, that woman has to make a decision to say, "I'm sick and tired of your bullshit," and she has to go. But she knows the game when she hears the game. And I'm gonna use your number. No 30-year-old woman, no woman born between 1990 and now, has not heard that statement. The system is keeping me down. Child support is keeping me down. As soon as you heard that excuse come out of his mouth, automatically you should know it's time to go.
but Ron, they say it, but they say it right after real good sex. I mean,
sex ain't that good. Ain't a piece of ass that good. Ain't a piece of ass that good. Ain't no thing.
But she said, ooh.
I don't care how much ooh you good.
No, Ron is saying it from the guy's perspective, because they not the ones saying it. It's the women that are on this side. We're the ones that saying, okay, wait a minute. He said, oh, our relationship didn't work right because she was so abusive. I was trying to get away from her and everything. I mean, it's like game upon game. And you're like, oh my gosh, well, that's awful. Then it's like hook, and you're like, well, then I won't be verbally abusive. I won't talk to you like that. If that's the only problem y'all have with the relationship, then it was, the white man, he's keeping a brother down from getting the success on, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
Like we said, or like Cuz said earlier about the kid that don't know racism. You cannot be 1990 and later born and not know the game that they're running. Women have changed the game already. Women are running new defenses and new offenses against these niggas already to this day. They know the stories. They know the excuses. They know the bullshit that we're putting out there. I say we because I was young at one point and I had some of that same bullshit. A woman knows the bullshit that these niggas are running.
I don't think so. I appreciate all the credit you're giving us.
I have to say this. Women are way smarter than people are giving them credit for.
We listen. Let's keep it 100. We know. We just choose to not acknowledge it.
Thank you.
We know. Come on. We know, but we feel like, well, we have so few choice options out there. I'd rather have a man in bed. I'd rather have some females, not all. Some women are like, I'd rather have a man and in bed who's there part-time than no man and no time. So they know. We got this thing called Sixth Sense. We know. We just ignore it.
And they feel like they can chip away at that they can change that. I mean,
we feel like we can also change him. We still got that old mentality that we can change him. Oh, if we stay committed to him, he'll change. He'll see I'm a good woman. I'm not like any of those other women that he dealt with. I'm a good one. I got his back.
But how many times does he have to show you who he is?
I don't think it's so much the fact as how many times he has to show you. I just think it's like, when you gonna take off the damn rose-colored glasses and the blinders off?
Well, same way. In my opinion, I remember being on Uncorked Wine one Saturday night, and it was just all the guys here, and they was just talking about game on game on game on game on game. I had never heard these things. It was blowing my mind. I was like, really? Like, no, he just you out. He is? I thought he was just being a nice guy. Oh, well, he gonna be a nice guy until he get what he want. I mean, they just kept saying stuff over and over again. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm the naive one, but I had never learned all these things.
Sis, the game has never, listen, a man's game plan, it never changes. It's the same old shit that's been around for decades. Uh-oh. We on the other hand, we women, because we are keenly aware of it, because like we said in the beginning of this conversation, we have evolved. We're not our mothers or our grandmothers idly sitting by while that man's ripping and running the street. Be like, oh, okay. Well, while you going over to across town, while you doing this to Sally Mae and Becky and all these other stuff, trust me. Mr. Johnson down the street there. Okay.
Okay, so let me clarify one more time. You're talking about boys, not men. Men don't do that. When men grow up, hold on, there's no but. When men grow up to be men, they stop playing games. Boys play games.
Agreed.
Yeah, boys will play games, and they'll keep playing games until somebody tells them, stop acting like a damn child and be a man.
Well, first of all, Lloyd, you need to watch that, because I'm about to go play a game after this show. Me and the wife, we're gonna play a game here in a little bit. So I do play games. Just make sure you understand that.
Hilarious. Listen, we gotta run because we done crossed the threshold. That's a good place to put a pin in it. I hate this for the people that got here late, but come back Thursday because it's just too good. So it's Talk That Tuesday on a Thursday. Part 2 be on a Thursday. Just come back.
Mama knows you and Lloyd talk about playing games all the time.
I don't remember saying it on here.
I'm trying to play a game tonight. Okay.
See?
That's where we're gonna start right there, Tara. What age do they grow up? That's a good place to start right there.
Oh Lord.
What age do they grow up?
Do they grow up?
That's a great place to start.
Which is why your commitment level is more about you than it is about that woman.
Oh, this nigga. On that note, we will come back and finish this on Thursday. Y'all don't miss it. The 5 tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday. Thank you, Yvonne, for coming through. We sure appreciate you. We didn't mean to run you off the screen. We apologize for that.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
In Georgia.
We're talking.